Hey, this is Terry Gore and the Dr. Randy Davis with the Afternoon Sea Cruise. We're on every Monday from 2 to 6 and now every Tuesday from 1 to 4 on ktcbroadcasting.com and The Boss Radio.
Hit me!
Every big hit.
Is it goal?
Every moment.
And down incomplete. And the Blue Devils win it.
Don't miss any of the excitement of Blue Devil football in 2021.
Sidesteps one tackler, takes it in for the touchdown. In trouble and thrown down.
Right here on your home for Duke football.
Down the sideline, 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
The Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club is now having a new membership drive. That's right. If you're not a member, now is the time. It is a 9-hole course that will be expanding to an 18-hole in the near future. Every Friday night, the restaurant, it will be serving the best steaks in town, along with ribs and seafood. And the best thing about the restaurant, it is open to the public. Looking to have a wedding reception, the birthday party, corporate event, Cherville Banquet Room is the best place. Ask Dan about their golf package fundraiser deal. Check their menu out on Facebook. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
Looking for a boat, RV, or farm equipment this summer? Carolina Federal can help with financing. Recreation loans are available for as low as 3.75% APR. Contact us today for more information by calling 704-435-0186 or online at carolinafcu.org or stop by our branch located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. At Carolina Federal Credit Union, we treat you like family because you are. Rates based on credit history.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability, Z Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months, now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Gaston County's premier flooring center is Carpet One Interiors, located at 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Seeing is believing at Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia, where you get a large selection at a low price with expert advice. Ask about their beautiful guarantee. If you don't love your new carpet, they'll replace it free. And right now, luxury vinyl plank is just $2.99 a square foot. Come see for yourself and refresh your home this year with a stop at Carpet One Interiors, 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Online at carpet1gastonia.com. Are your fall finances falling out of control? Well, take charge. Let the folks at Basic Finance in Shelby help you out. You'll be able to rake up the debt with one call. Call for an appointment at 704-481-0111 today. Get a loan from $500 to $7,500. See Basic Finance today, 306-2 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right across from Shelby High School. And remember, golf on Saturday, church on Sunday.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sport, OHS Shelby, WLO in Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings, Tom Stefani, Terry Reinhardt, and as always, JP on the board. And we have a guest with us this morning. Our intern True's in the house as well. I'm sure she'll be on camera later. Terry's not on.
Yeah, let the truth be with you.
And
very
True,
good,
I just want you to know that you're going to be hearing dad jokes probably the entire time you're at this radio station, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, Tom's here.
JP, she's on.
Pasco got her last night. I can't even remember what it was.
I heard y'all giggling about it. And I didn't catch.
I didn't make the joke, but I did giggle, so that makes me guilt by association.
I didn't catch what it was. But
True
I heard
did
y'all
not.
talking about it while I was.
I think Brent said
switching
something to the
games.
effect that it is true that True is here, or something to that nature.
Can y'all not help yourselves?
We can't. It just happens.
It's
like the Progressive commercial. You're becoming your parents.
True. Can you hear us in there? Thumbs up. That mic's on. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh
Can
my
you?
gosh,
Can
that's
you?
so cool.
Can you
Hey.
hear us?
Huh?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Not that well.
All right. Your headphone volume is over there on a little black box around this. You got to stand up and go around the corner and follow it around. It's behind the TV screen there. Little black audio box. All right. Good morning, everybody. Enjoying our breakfast from Mitchum's Kitchen this morning. Terry and Tom. I'm done with mine. I had a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, and it was fantastic. I think True ordered some pancakes. She hasn't reported in on it. I don't know if she started yet. She's been busy doing a little work here, pressing some buttons.
In fact, started on pancakes. They are delicious.
Are they?
Can recommend. Yes.
All right. So she's enjoying her. We can't control her from in here. That's JP. Turn her up, JP. There you go. Turn her up. Say, hey, True.
Hey.
Oh, that's much better.
For some reason, I can't.
All right, we'll get you on the camera in here in a minute, and in front of the camera. The camera in there is not set up right now for JP. He broke it.
I didn't even touch it.
What do you? I meant when your face. What do you have for breakfast,
sure.
JP?
I actually got a sausage, egg, and cheese on a bun today.
On a bun.
I want to try it on a bun.
On a bun. Mm-hmm. Terry, what's you working on?
I had pancakes with liver mush and bacon.
Well, good morning, everybody. Saturday morning sports talk here. Kevin Hastings and Tom Stefani, Terry Reinhardt, True Harrington, and JP Prather. Now, True, come on in here. I got a job for you. For you to do already. All right, True. Let's see if we can do this. You've got. Sit on that side of the board. All right, True. We got you in front of the board. We're going to get the camera on you in just a moment. But your job, if you'll turn around and flip the light switch off so we can all see it a little bit better. We're old and can't see the board. Yeah, just keep flipping till the lights in here go off. There you go. All right. So, True, let's turn you on. Talk.
Hello.
We got you loud and clear. All right. Now, True, if you would, how do you think you can do managing some of these teams and games? Do you think you can read? All I got to do is read.
Yeah, I can do it.
She can read. She went to Burns, not Bessemer City. Okay?
Oh, well,
Mr. C was one of my teachers. Come on.
Well, that's the issue. That's what I was concerned about.
Oh.
I knew Mr. Stefani had been a teacher at some point, so I was going to say, can you do this? Yeah. All right, I'll let you do the first column to start. Now, these are mostly these are all 1A schools, so we'll let True do the 1As. And if she does well, we may make her do the whole board.
I might get a promotion. Got you.
Let's see if you can. Let's just see how it goes.
Okay, so we got the T.J. Jefferson Griffins against the Cherryville Ironmen, 20-12. The Carolina Bearcats and the Highland Tech Rams, that was a wash, 0-0. The Bishop McGuinn's Villains against the Mountain Island Raptors, 0-47. Wow. Carver Yellow Jackets against the Pine Lake Prep Pride, 6-30. And then Lake Norman Charter Knights against Community School of Davidson Spartans, 14-52. Winston-Salem Prep and Christian King Crusaders.
Now, I gave you the hard ones.
I know. I'm having
it was a trick. It was a trick. You've never heard of these schools. Okay.
Yeah.
So, go down the middle ones.
Okay.
You know these schools. I'm sorry, Tree. Now those are these schools that Tom loves to talk about here in the 1A brackets with the name it after some guy who was a leader of some place somewhere some time.
We got like 4 different names in the school. I mean.
All right. So True, go down the middle. We've got East Gaston and Burns last night. You were at that game.
Oh.
So you tell us the score about that one, and then how about you tell us your experience last night on the broadcast, and then I'll let you handle some of these other ones. How about that?
Okay. So with East Gaston and Burns, 38-45, that was a tough game. I think a lot of the expectation did not go as well. We expected to really just win easily, but they put up a really good fight. It was a good game. And I got to record the second. I was up there in the press box with the first half. It was a great experience watching Tom and stuff talk, seeing like all the slang and stuff y'all use for football because I didn't know any of it. And then I got to record the second half of the game, and I got to record those like amazing touchdowns, last minute, game-winning touchdowns. That was really a great experience, great first experience.
And she got to talk on the radio a little bit. She got to do the introduction. We put her on the spot.
Yes.
Then we had her bring us back one time from a commercial break.
They love doing that here, putting you on the spot.
But I'll tell you that when you watch Brent Pascoe do the stats, he's probably about the best there is on that. I mean, he does really well with keeping the stats, and if you have a good stat man, then you really have that stuff to build on during the whole game, and that's what really makes the broadcast. So just want to say how what a great job Brent does, and True was also helping us out by something that Brent and I both have a hard time doing, seeing those numbers on those jerseys. So True was able to see who was there. I said, man, I kind of like having a spotter. Next time I think I'm going to bring her some binoculars to help her out a little bit even more. But it was nice to have some extra help in the booth last night. And that was a crazy game. And really, you probably tell in my voice I had left us for dead, especially after that interception where the pass interference wipes out the interception. And,
well, it looked like you were dead. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel you on that one, Tom.
I mean, it was I cannot believe. And then here, if you're watching online and you see that play where we tied the score, look at that safety, how he doesn't get depth. See how he doesn't get depth? He comes over and tries to make a hero play, doesn't get behind, and then Allen slips behind him and gets the touchdown. See him? Here he comes. I mean, he's good. He's trying to be a hero. And all he's got to do is go to the back of the end zone and knock that ball away. So I'm sure that during film study they're going to get on him a little bit. But I feel sorry for the East Gaston kids. They really, as I told Dennis last night, they should have won the football game. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. Burns gets the win, and that sets up the really, really big game with Shelby and Burns in 2 weeks if we can get by Cherryville next week.
But East Gaston is playing a lot better than they have been in the past. True? Or is Burns
you talking to me or
not
her?
as good? I'm talking to Tom.
Oh, I thought you were talking to her.
I'm just saying that East Gaston has played. I mean, they've really, really improved to where they have been. A couple years ago, I mean, everybody just walked on them. But they have Chauvel, a very good running back, Hill, McKinney, who plays both ways, and Sherrill, the quarterback. Terry, I mean, that was 4 really good athletes. And then there was another big guy, number 73. I can't remember his name. But literally, Terry, he would just reach up and pull guys down. I mean, he was so strong. And the guys were talking about how big they were. They were big up front. I mean, they had some big guys on their defensive line. And it gave our offensive line's a little undersized. And it gave us problems. I mean, we just couldn't move them. So they have a good football team. If they can keep those guys in that program and keep building from where they are, they're going to make some noise in the 2A bracket.
So True, you helped out a little bit there before the game and first half and everything. Then you got moved outside, right, and into the elements. So
yes,
out there with Matt Royster and doing some video for us, and that's when it got really exciting.
Yes.
Out there on the top of the other the press box. Tell us a little bit about halftime and how the fans and everybody was, the atmosphere.
Oh, it was like it felt like a movie, like a high school football movie in the atmosphere. It was so great. I mean, being on the visitor side, I see like how much they really care about their team, and then I've never seen our sounds get that loud, for a football game. And it really seemed like everybody was just having a good time, and it looked like everybody was enjoying the game. It was a good game to watch.
Well, thank you for helping out. You want to take a crack at those middle teams?
I will definitely try. Can't promise them.
First tip. Just go slow.
Okay.
And read the scores. You those are easy. I think you got it.
I know the schools, I think.
Okay, go with
Okay. So we have the Chase Trojans against Polk County Wolverines, 31-13. The Bessemer City Yellow Jackets against Shelby Golden Lions, 0-63. Go Shelby. NC Rockets, 52-13 against RS Central Hilltoppers. We got the Brevard Blue Devils against the Patton Panthers, 41-20. Eastburg Cavaliers against Lincoln Wolves, 20-35.
Say this one slow.
West Caldwell Warriors against the West
12. Now you go. Go ahead.
Terry teaches at West Lincoln.
Okay. I got you.
So the Rebels get a big win, and Terry wants you to emphasize. This is what he wants you to say.
Guys, West Lincoln beats
There you
the Warriors 35-12.
No true. And the West Lincoln Rebels smash the West Caldwell Warriors 35-12. That's what he wants you to say. Yeah. That's what he wants you to say.
Rebels squeak by. Now on to the next game.
Okay, we got the Maiden Blue Devils against the Bunker Hill Bears, 62-13. We're just crushing them out here, aren't we? The Newton Conover Red Devils against the Bandy's Trojans, 40-6. Okay. East Surrey Cardinals against the Forbush Falcons, 40-14. And then the Avery County Vikings, 27-28 against Madison Patriots. Now, that was probably a good game to watch, very close. You got the Wilkers Central Eagles.
Wilkes,
my bad, guys.
Now, Zach Galifianakis will be very angry at you if you can't say Wilkes County.
My apologies.
That's
Zach.
all right.
All right, Zach, I'm sorry. The Wilkes Central Eagles against the West Wilkes Blackhawks, 36-0. I'm sure he's happy about that, though. You got the North Wilkes Vikings against the Surrey Central Eagles, 20-45. And then the Owen Warhorses against West Henderson Falcons, 22-44.
All right, True, you can go sit down and enjoy the rest of your breakfast. We're going to
Thank you, True.
Go through the rest of them, and you did a fantastic job, and you're doing a great job so far here on KTC. No matter what Terry says or asks.
Just wanted to emphasize the local scores. Thomas Jefferson defeats Cherryville 20-12. Burns over East Gaston 45-13. Chase over Polk County 31-13. Shelby Big over Bessemer City 63-0. And it's the Reynolds Rockets. AC Reynolds defeats RS Central 52-13. Crest Blanks Forest View 30-0. Terry's West Lincoln Rebels defeat West Caldwell on homecoming night 35-12. So congratulations to them. And we're going to talk about their position in the playoff mix. And it was Kings Mountain over Stuart Kramer 41-28. Thought that was an interesting game. That Stuart Kramer was able to keep that close, and I think that Kings Mountain was able to pull away in the end. And you know what? I've slept on this Hickory Red Tornadoes team. 63-0 winners over West Iredale last night. They're up to number 7 in the North Korean power poll, I think, or number 11. So I think that Hickory's got a pretty good team this year, and we've kind of slept on them because they haven't been so good in recent years, Terry.
Well, Tom, I haven't slept on them. Maybe you have, but
Okay, wait a minute. Coach Pruitt is on the line. Coach Pruitt, can you hear us?
Yeah, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach. Saw you had the lead in that game. I was kind of immersed in my own game over there at Burns. Looks like Thomas Jefferson came out on top, though, Coach. Spirited effort from your boys. Why don't you tell us what happened in that game?
Well, two good teams. Played a home game. It was senior night. Honored 10 seniors last night. So we do play Burns next week. But as we looked at our schedule with COVID, and no guarantees. We thought moving our game up a week might be beneficial in case we didn't get it in. So we played a good game. We probably played as hard a game as we played, but we probably in the last month of the season executed at times not as well. And this week our one of our leadership council players, his name is J.D. Datoli, he talked about execution. We give those guys opportunity to speak to the team, and this year our theme is we want winners. And one of the things that we talked about, Cooper's talked about repetition, Jackson Owens talked about dedication, Caden Beaver talked about being a team player. Each of those guys has talked about something that was ironic that J.D. talked about execution. For us last night, simple things, executing snap to the quarterback were problematic at times and put us behind the sticks. And we just had a few blocks here and there, a few tackles here and there, which makes the difference in a game. In a close high school football game, 4 or 5 plays make the difference. And that's true of any game. You go watch a college game today, it's going to come down to the end. Alabama, I'm sure Nick Saban says there's 4 or 5 plays fumbling inside the 5-yard line last week. There's always those plays that stick out like that, but there's also plays where a simple tackle here, a sack there makes a difference. And, you got to give credit to Thomas Jefferson, number 7, the quarterback for them, played an exceptional game. They put the ball in his hands about 90% of the time last night. He handed it off a few times, but he was either carrying it or throwing it. And obviously, Dakota Petitti's a hard person to handle. They got us in a coverage that they wanted and manned us up. But overall, I mean, we slowed their offense down. We only gave up 2 scores. We gave up a pick 6 there right in the waning moments, I guess, of the third quarter, and had some opportunities to get ourselves back in position to hopefully tie the game. But, we were without our 2 kickers, and that led to us having to go for 2. So this time of the year, everybody's on that road. Thomas Jefferson played the 2A teams back-to-back. So they were beat up coming into our game, and I'm sure they didn't feel like they were full speed either, and we were without one of our starting linemen. We basically played 7 linemen and rotated them on offense and defense last night. Same's going to be true next week against Burns, and we're going to hopefully get some of our JV kids in the mix, and hopefully those guys can contribute and see what we can do against the Bulldogs.
Coach, what's the current playoff picture looking like in that 1A? I mean, I know that you're setting up a big game with Bessemer City coming down there. Thomas Jefferson, obviously one of your competitors in that 1A. So is Highland Tech, which you've won. How do you feel about your situation now? I know that you can take care of business against Bessemer City, and then how does that kind of set up the playoff picture?
Well, we're going to play Burns first, and Burns is going to play us, and then they're going to play Shelby. So we're excited about getting to play Burns. For the playoff picture, this new format, like a close win don't matter, or a close loss, it doesn't matter. A win is a win, and a loss is a loss. Like last week, we won and we rose 1 spot. This week, we're going to lose, and we might gain a spot or 2 because we're gaining Thomas Jefferson's strength of schedule. This week, we're going to gain Burns' strength of schedule. If we had beaten Patton and won last night, then our spot would be so much higher. Of course, last night's game was basically for a home playoff game because between us, Bessemer City, and Thomas Jefferson, somebody's getting one since they beat both of us. It's theirs to have. But if we would have won, then that would have set up a possibility for a 3-way tie for that spot. So that's not in the picture now. We got to take care of us and go and win a game Friday night, and then go win another game on the next Friday night, go win the next game on the first round of the playoffs. We were in this position a few years ago where we needed to win back-to-back to get ourselves to Thanksgiving, and we got to the last game on the row and didn't win that one. So we got to get ourselves on a roll. We're playing well enough to win, but we got to do little things a lot better, and that's what we'll work on Monday.
Yeah, we're watching the highlights of the deep pass to who is that catch? Is that Cooper Sloan catching that deep ball?
No, we played the first half pretty much without Cooper. Cooper sprained his ankle on the first offensive play or defensive play of the game. So he gutted it out in the second half, and he got on the field, and he he wasn't Cooper. He said, Coach, I'm better running this way than that way because I can't plant. And that's just the type of kid Cooper is. And we'll get him back. If it's for Burns, great. If it's not, somebody else will get an opportunity. And last night we went to a lot of one-back sets and tried to feature Chase running the football a little bit. There were times we did some great things in that area, and that's something we'll work on again this week. But Chase took a blow to the shin in about I guess it was early in the fourth quarter, and hobbled around at the end. So we're in that position where we've got kids out with probably a concussion or two, and we've got kids that are beat up. Like I said, we'll get ready. But the person who called the 2 touchdown passes last night was Landon Hahn. And we had a couple other shots. 2 probably, I guess, Landon had chances at. A little too much pressure at times, and just, I'm going to see a college player overthrow a ball by a step. I think I saw Sam Howell do it about 4 times last week. He underthrew one, too. So you're not going to make every play. And we had a chance to hit Caden on a little throwback later in the game. But you got to also look at Chase, and he escapes the pocket. 2 guys draped all over and throws a perfect ball to Landon. I don't know if you got the one where he's catching it and running in stride, or if he's catching it and he's got the guy on his back.
We watched both of them. The second one right now.
Yeah, watching the second one. Both of those plays are outstanding plays, and both of those kids are outstanding players. I wouldn't trade my guys for anybody right now, and look forward to getting back on the practice field and us carrying it out to the end of the year and see where this team can go, because we got a chance to be, this week we would have been going to Elkin, and Elkin got beat by Allegheny last night. So I know Elkin's beat up. I listened to their game with Starmount on Monday, and they had, I think, 2 of their better players out by the end of the game. So everybody's in that position to be in position to win a game at the end of the season and the playoffs. And our guys are going to be in the position we were in last night in a playoff game. And I got confidence that we're going to make plays and we're going to win that game. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity.
Well, Coach, like you said, you got just a couple more games left in the regular season, and then hopefully we'll have some playoff football here on Chair. Watching the excitement there in the stands, another different year here with everything going on. Last night, senior night. You want to mention your seniors real quick?
Sorry, Kevin, I turned away. Heading to Huntersville and making sure I'm not going to miss a turn.
I was just asking if you want to mention your seniors.
Real quick. You put me on the spot and see if I can name all 10 of them. It's going to be tough. But no, in terms of the group, they're a group that's all of them's pretty much been with us for their duration. Some of them have had bumps in the road. One of them didn't get to play in the spring and has had an outstanding year. I'll go ahead and say it. Mason Grindstaff. Mason is, last night I let him do something a little different. Tell us about your future plans. And Mason he's hoping to join the Marine Corps on July 17th and hopefully continue his MMA career. He's got his first amateur MMA fight today at Myrtle Beach. So good luck, Mason. And then go from there. Cooper plans to attend a college of his choice that hopefully will want him to play football and continue his football career. Caden would like to go to Wake Forest University and major in exercise and sports, not medicine, but exercise science. Let's see, definitely exercise science. And then Jackson Owens, who is ranked number 1 in his class, is going to NC State to study biology. Let's see, who am I going to skip over there? I'm going by numbers. Jack Mulvey's hoping to go to the Citadel or East Carolina University. Gavin Cease is hoping to go to NC State and major in business or business administration. Kane Cash wants to go to school, and he wants to do sports management. And Cameron Terrell's wanting to go to Gardner Webb, and he would like to be in nursing. And Mitchell Lackey is wanting to go and become an auto mechanic, so he's going to go into a trade field. And how many have I named?
You've gone. No, you did a bunch, Coach.
I wasn't counting.
You did a bunch, Coach. I'll tell you that.
Roster up, or you got
and Carter Spangler is. My kids are in the car, and they've done a great job of being quiet because we got them all heading to a travel ball game. But Carter Spangler, you go and go, Emma. That's girl. She said me. Carter Spangler, he wanting to go to Coastal Carolina University or possibly East Carolina University. So a great group of guys. And looking forward to what they hold. And, of course, yesterday was senior night, so you're typing all that stuff out and I like writing stuff out, but I did type it out for Vince last night so he could read it. Sometimes my writing gets a little rough, and appreciate Vince Hefner being the voice of the Ironman. He does things, and he does our thank yous and all the little things that we do. And I want to mention a couple things. One, we have a Major League Baseball speaker at First United Baptist Church, First Baptist Church in Cherryville. He is going to speak. He plays outfield for the Chicago Cubs, and sorry, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I want to say his name is Rafi or Raphael. He will speak Tuesday afternoon at 6 p.m. John Alfaro does our pregame stuff and does an excellent job with that. He's got him set up to speak, so I think anybody in the community is welcome to do that. John said he wanted to reach out to Little League players and travel ball players and people that, just have a keen interest in the game of baseball in Cherryville. So that's something coming up. We are doing our raffle next Friday night. Tom, you going to be at the game?
I am planning on it, but I'm waiting for my instructions from my superiors. So I'm planning on being there. It'd be convenient because it's close to the studio if he wants me to do both next week. But I am planning on being there, so I hope to see you there, Coach.
Next Friday, I'll be there. Next Friday night, we are drawing our 125 for 100 raffle, meaning we got 125 $100 tickets, and you got a 1 in 25 chance to win the grand prize of $3,500. $1,500 is second prize, and $500 is third prize. Anybody in the community wants to reach out to Scott Harrell or a coach or a player or a parent, we can hook you up with a ticket. So we're drawing that at halftime of the Burns game, so it's going to be a busy week, hopefully collecting some money. And I guess that's about it. Just looking forward to another week and another opportunity to get out there.
All right, Coach. Well, you guys have a good weekend and stay safe, and see you hear from you next week.
I appreciate it. Go Ironman.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks. Cherryville Ironman last night, fall 2012, looking at some of the highlights while we were talking to Coach there.
A couple of nice throws. I mean, they're really nice throws.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He throws the ball fantastic, and both of them moving his feet well, like what he was talking about. And Ironman close to that. Terry, these split conferences, it also not only does it make some unfair matchups, then it cuts a playoff spot out.
Yes, it does.
Out of what would be maybe 3 teams that they could go. So I don't know. A lot of things to look about. For the folks watching online, this is Mason that's graduating. He is going to the Marine Corps. He's actually last night. Terry got in the showers, got in the car, drove to Myrtle Beach last night. He's fighting tonight in an MMA fight.
This kid?
Yeah, my nephew, not my wife's
Wow.
my wife's nephew.
Wow.
Last night, he got some. I don't know if he's ever got any before. Coach can maybe tell me later something. I don't know if he's ever got a carry before, but I know he got a carry last night when the other kid got hurt.
Yeah.
And I heard his name. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
But I think got picked up a couple yards. He's gonna play hard, run hard, no matter what. Good kid, and hope he does well tonight down in Myrtle Beach. I'm sure I'll get
that's
the
crazy.
info on
A
that.
high school kid in an MMA.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, Tom, he was a silver medalist in the world.
That's
in
wow.
17 and under in Hungary.
Remind me
Or Hungary.
not to fight that kid,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not going to go looking for him.
No.
All right, guys, we're gonna let me find the scoreboard. It's the same computer. That's what I need to do. All right, so guys, you want to go over the scores again, real Tom, for a minute?
I
If you
can
can't
go
see from up
over
there,
scores.
they're-
Let me
they're-
get
they're
my
printed off.
spectacles.
There you go.
Okay. And now I'll give you the scores. All right, Terry, why don't I do the left?
I'll do the middle.
Okay. It was Thomas Jefferson over Cherryville, 20-12. Highland and Carolina, I guess, didn't play.
We just don't have that score.
Don't have the score. Mountain Island crushes Bishop McGinnis, 47-0. Pine Lake Prep defeats Bessemer City, 30-6. The Community School of Davidson over Lake Norman Charter, 52.
That was Carver, Tom, not Bessemer City.
What? Okay, I saw the yellow jacket. I'm sorry. Pine Lake over Carver. My fault. Okay, that is Carver. It's the same logo, though.
Right.
That threw me off. Sorry about that. Christ the King Crusaders over Winston-Salem Prep, 28-24. Elkin and North Stokes and those games that don't have scores yet. We're still working on it. Robbinsville over Murphy, 23-20. Swain County defeats Hayesville 42-14. Cherokee edges Andrews 12-9 in a battle of field goals, I guess. Drone over Rosman 32-2. That doesn't sound right.
It was actually, Tom, you're not going to believe me when I tell you.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns and a safety in the Cherokee Andrews game.
3 touchdowns and a safety. Okay. So it wasn't a battle of field goals. Okay. Sounds like a battle of field goals. The Mountain Heritage Cougars defeat Mitchell 33-0. And Starmount over South Stokes 18-8. Terry?
All righty. It was Burns with a struggle against East Gaston, but Burns comes out on top 45-38. It was Chase bouncing back from a loss last week to win this week 31-13 over Polk County. It was Shelby, no trouble with Bessemer City, 63-0. It was AC Reynolds 52, RS Central 13. It was Brevard 41, Patton 20. It was Lincoln in with their 4th win in a row, defeating East Burke 35-20. It was West Lincoln giving the truth to West Caldwell 35-12. It was Maiden defeating Bunker Hill 62-13. Newton Conover defeats Bandy's 40-6. It was, if I can see the scores, it was East Surrey 40. Bush 14.
Print it out in front of your hand.
It was Madison over Avery County 28-27. It was Wilkes Central 36, West Wilkes 0, and Surrey Central 45 and North Wilkes 20.
All right, and then there at the bottom, West Henderson defeats Owen 44-22. East Lincoln over St. Stephen's 42-6. Statesville crushes North Iredell 44-0. Hickory destroys West Iredell 63-0. A lot of crazy scores on this board here. North Lincoln big over Fred T. Ford 49-3. Crest blanks Forest View 30-0. Kings Mountain over Stuart Kramer 41-28. South Point and Ashbrook has been moved to Monday. North Gaston edges Hunter Huss. Did I hear you correctly that Hunter Huss was ahead 19-0 in this game?
I don't know.
It seemed like
Jeff. If it was Jeff went to the game.
Yeah, it seemed like Jeff said Hunter Huss was up 19-0, but North Gaston gets their first win of the year, 20-19, over Hunter Huss, and South Caldwell over Alexander Central, 51-27. Watauga big over Highbright. They're having a great season. Watauga is 49-13. Freedom over Ashe County, 54-28. Smoky Mountain defeats Franklin, 44-27. Pisgah edges Tuscola 21-20, and North Henderson over East Henderson 40-7.
All right, we're going to go over some highlights here for a moment as we get ready. So as always, Red Zone Channel, we had some highlights out last night at the games. Tanner Halbert was out there. Rob Roop was out. Matt Royster was out with assistance by True Harrington. Let's see. Where else did I have someone else? See, there was one more. Shelby. No. All right. Anyway, we'll start here in Kings Mountain. Shannon was out at Crest last night. This is Tanner out at with a good shot of the AstroTurf there, Tom, ready to rock.
Yep.
And there's Matt with a picture of Burns. Believe it or not, Tom, you and True are in this picture, I would imagine.
In that picture?
Yeah. Aren't you in that picture?
Probably am. You would really need a microscope to see me there on the left-hand side.
If you guys were at work on time, you were in that picture, right,
Yep.
Terry?
Yep.
Well, Truth probably was there, but I don't know what Tom was.
Oh, you know,
All right, this is the Bullen Springs Little Bulldogs. Terry, look, check this out. Running out of the helmet there for Crest. We got some audio of that. Tom, hit that computer button real quick. Let's see if this works right. I don't blow my ears off. We've got the kids. You can hear them coming out, just having all kinds of fun. Here comes the little Chargers. All right, then we got the Springmore Bulldogs. Highlighted them on Saturday morning sports talk. And then finally the division champ, Crest Middle School Dragons. Here they come out. And then finally the entrance of the night, the award goes to
fireworks display.
The fireworks display at Burns, the Bulldogs. Check it out.
Pretty cool.
That's impressive, Tom.
I liked it. I didn't expect it. That was pretty cool.
impressive.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. You guys saw a little bit.
The craziest one I've seen is Alexander County, which has a motorcycle, parade that goes around the track.
And
before
with
the
that,
game.
I believe, JP, we got a phone call. We have Coach Devine, who ran through, and I guess he lit the fireworks last night. Here is to start the game, Tom. Is that him leading the parade?
It's probably I can't tell, but I tell you, fun. I don't know who paid for the fireworks, but I appreciate it. It was a pretty good display there. Make sure we got all our permits for that one. I hope so. Coach Devine, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. See,
I see your voice is about like mine from yelling in that game last night. Crazy game, 45-38. I think, when I was talking to you and Coach Beaver this week, they got a lot of big guys, and I think their size did create some issues for us. But in the end, we were able to do enough and get the win. Tell us a little bit about what you thought about last night's game.
It was obviously, like you said, it was a crazy game. But I told our kids and told our coaching staff, I thought that's kind of the way it would go, because I knew they could move the football, and we were going to have trouble at times stopping them. And like I talked to Coach Green yesterday or Wednesday, I think he called me, and I told him I was concerned about stopping them, and he said, "Well, you're just going to have to outscore them." So that's basically what happened in a nutshell. And I'm glad our kids kept fighting and didn't quit, and they played their tails off, and East Gadsden's kids played their tails off, and came down to basically who had the ball last. And it was exciting. I hope everybody enjoyed it, because it sure was exciting.
Yeah, this Cheryl kid who was their quarterback, the left-handed kid, could really throw some darts. We're watching the highlights of the first touchdown he threw to McKinney, and it just looked like our guys got caught with eyes on the quarterback, and McKinney slipped behind him and takes it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's kind of like playing South Point. You get so caught up stopping the run, it puts your safeties in a bind, and we just got caught sleeping right there, and with our eyes in the backfield, and it happens, and you just got to play the next play and forget it happened as a defensive back. So yeah, they called us right there, and nothing we can do about it to keep playing football.
And the other play that seemed to give us a little bit of trouble was that counter play with Stovall, that they like to use him on the counter, that they would run right, and then they would run that counter to the left, and we were able to stop it in overtime, but it did set up their go-ahead touchdown late in the game. So I thought it was pretty good execution on their part of disguising what they wanted to do and who was carrying the football.
Yeah, well, I believe the kid you're talking about, he hadn't played since like the first game in the season, and he could have. So we played him when our guys were juniors. He's the same age as our juniors. We played him in JV, and it was about a game like this, and we could remember him. We didn't know if he was going to play or not. And he kind of gave them a third element, because they had number 1 and they had number 5, and number 8 can absolutely fly. I know he took a kickoff back against South Point, and he just kind of gave him that third element. And unfortunately, he came back against us, but he can do it, man. He can run.
Now,
and there's some big up front. It's like I told you last week. There's so daggum big up front. It makes it hard up in there. There's foot to foot, and they do a really good job.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about our kids, though. Mooney's day, 4 touchdown passes, only 1 interception, and of course his passes to the outside were right on the money, and those are, I don't think people understand the difficulty of those throws. On the 1 touchdown to Thompson, I think he threw all the way back across the field, and then he's getting better when he rolls and then throws. And I know that buys him a little bit of time, but he's very good on the rollout. So, I've enjoyed seeing him progressively improving throughout this season.
Yeah, it's been we knew all along that Ben was going to be really good, and he's just, people don't realize, he's just a sophomore, and he's going to continue to get better. And he did throw some daggum darts last night. I was impressed myself, just standing on the sideline. Like you said, a couple of those touchdowns, he could not have thrown the ball any better. And well, the drive, we should have put them away down there at the end. We had the ball down there at the clock, and we missed that pass to Ryan. And that was a really good throw too. But Ryan just had to spin all the way around, and I think he got him off balance. But yeah, he's and I was talking to one of the paper reporters last night about him running the ball. I mean, Ben's fast. People don't realize, he's a good athlete himself, and he's got some wheels, and we just haven't ran him much. But he did a great job of that last night.
And I was telling up in the booth, some of the guys I work with that I would have liked to see more than we did. He had the 140-yard run. Seemed like he had a couple of long runs, and as they key on Norris, Norris had 200 yards and a couple of touchdowns by our count. That the better Norris runs, the more that's going to work. I know, last year with Sweezy, I saw you working that in where Sweezy would keep the ball, and I'm seeing the same thing with Mooney. And I think that now you have to account for him. You just can't key on Norris, and you're exactly right. He can run the football and make some plays with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed their kids early on in the game. They would, whichever side Jeremiah was on, they'd be pointing where he was going or whatnot. So we just kind of countered that with adding Ben more to the running game. You don't want your quarterback running the ball a terrible amount of times, but we run him just enough to keep him honest and not key on Jeremiah so much.
Yeah, and I think that's going to work. And I think that, you made it a good point where you said he had, he's a good athlete. I mean, he can do it. It's just not putting it in there for the sake of putting it in there. I want to say those two runs he had about 70
Ben's one of our faster kids. I mean, and he does a good job of that.
So moving forward, we've got to get by Cherryville next week. Got to go down there, and then if we're able to get by Cherryville, then you've got the big one with Shelby. So, I know you don't want to get 2 weeks ahead, but I know, Coach, you got to be thinking about that, and that's going to be an exciting matchup, I believe, to see who's going to be the number 1 2A seed from our conference.
Yeah, people didn't realize how important last night was, because I knew going into it, East Gaston was a good football team, and basically, you're playing for a right to play in the conference championship Friday night. 2 Friday nights from now or whatever. But Coach, like you said, we got to gear it back down. It's going to be hard to come back from that emotional roller coaster we were on Friday night. Got to come back down to earth and go back to work. And I think a lot of Coach Pruitt over at Cherryville, he does a good job. He's a great guy. So. I know they scored some points on Shelby, which was impressive. So,
yeah,
because Shelby's got a great defense. So, I'm not going to overlook Cherryville, because you can't overlook anybody. You got to play the next game. But if we can get through that one, man, it'll be like it was in 2019. There'll be a crowd of people there.
Yeah, I just want to talk about a few of the guys on defense I thought had good games. I think Nick Vinson does a great job of getting in the backfield and disrupting things. Azari Brown, Hunter Davis seem to be around the ball a lot. Your guys on defense, I know they're a little undersized up front, but it seems like they make up for that with some athleticism. And when we get Bonner back here, hopefully in a couple weeks, that'll give us some more size. And I think we're going to be okay on the other side of the ball as well.
Yeah, I never fault our guys' effort. I mean, they play their tails off. So. You can't do anything but your size, so you got to play hard, and our kids do that. And, we made some key stops. I was watching the game on film last night. So, I didn't realize we made them punt as much as we did. We just didn't stop them when that at the end there a couple times. But, I'm never going to fault our kids' effort, and you can't coach speed. So, that's what we rely on, because we're not overly big. So that's just what we hang our hat on and let our kids play, and they run to the football like maniacs. That's what we hang our hat on.
I think one other point I'd like to make is a little bit of creativity in the running game, where you bring that H back. Usually it's Davis or maybe it's Zach Morrow or somebody, and you put him right behind. Looks like he's right between the guard and the tackle, and and he's right up on the line. And I see where you want him to to get a block, to seal the edge, and either Norris is going to try to go around or cut it back inside like he did on that touchdown. I haven't seen a lot of teams quite put him there, so that's just interesting to look at, but it looked like it was pretty effective on some of those Norris runs last night.
Hunter, I tell you what, early on in the season, we struggled running the football because we just, Silas Tate is not playing this year because he got hurt right there at the end of last year, and Hunter was pretty much the only kid we had that could do that, so we didn't put him in there because we didn't want him playing both ways. But, we got into conference and we started adding that more into our offense, and Hunter's a tough kid. He plays middle linebacker, and he plays that H-back for us, and that's not an easy job to do that, especially on a night like we had last night where that kid's, constantly just up in there, and I'm proud of him because I don't think he came off the field last night.
Yeah, he sealed the edge on that touchdown. I know you're going to see that on film, that the defensive end came free. Hunter there from the H-back takes him out, and that just opens up the crease, and then Norris ran right behind him, so he did a good job on that play. And that's kind of the stuff that fans don't talk about enough, but if that doesn't happen, then we don't get to watch Norris run in the end zone.
Yeah, they know. I was an offensive lineman. I know exactly what you're talking about. Those kids, they don't hardly ever get their name in the paper, but our kids battled up front last night. Jackson Bivens and Jesse Love, they blocked their tails off along with Hunter. So
yeah,
they did a great job. Opened up a lot of running room for Jeremiah.
Well, Coach, I know that you're tired, you're exhausted, and you got a bunch of film to watch. So we just appreciate you taking Saturday morning to call in. And good luck. Go Bulldogs. Hopefully get you a victory against the Ironmen next Friday night at Cherryville. It's going to be a close game. I want to tell our fans that they're going to have a raffle there at halftime. So see somebody over there, buy some tickets. They're raising a little money over there. So I know that a lot of our communities are connected, Burns and Cherryville. A lot of the kids know each other. So it's going to be fun going down there next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me on. Go Bulldogs.
All right. Thank you, Coach Devine. Coach Devine of the Burns Bulldogs called in the last couple of weeks. I appreciate that. You can tell he's a little hoarse this morning.
Yes.
so it's just a wild game, and
all right, JP,
had to get that win to set up.
All right, JP, we got to go. We'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Texas Motor Speedway.
Allgaier tries to get to the back bumper. Cindric, he won't get it done.
It's the Andes Frozen Custard 335.
A.J. Allmendinger dives to the bottom of the racetrack, slides up. They make contact. They slide down the front stretch. Cindric runs into Allmendinger at the stripe, and it is going to be A.J. Allmendinger winning the race.
The Andes Frozen Custard 335. Saturday, October 16th at 2:30.
On Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KDCBroadcasting.com.
When it comes time to make a purchase, shop local. When you shop local, you're putting money back into our local economy. And now when you shop local at one of our participating merchants, you could possibly win a $500 local shopping spree. Just register today at Gaston Used Auto Parts on Dogwood Street in Gastonia, at Arnold's Jewelry on South Washington Street in Shelby, at Iconic Motor Company on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Trackside Trader on Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, at the drop-in stores with 3 locations in Forest City, also in Sandy Mush and Shiloh, and at Victoria Stevens on East Warren Street in Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, October 29th. Shop local, and you could win a $500 local shopping spree brought to you by KTC Broadcasting, WhatsUpShopper.com, Downtown Radio, and Carolina Country.
Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. 828-245-7302 or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com.
Huzzah! Escape to the Renaissance Festival, Saturdays and Sundays. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Discount tickets at Hedis Tita stores or print your own online at renfestinfo.com.
Mention the Renaissance Festival and receive discount hotel accommodations at Hampton Inn and Suites, Huntersville and Lake Norman. Huzzah!
Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Join Milton Baker for the West End Cell Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Having breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence. You can live a full and productive life beyond your diagnosis. At Survivor Friendly, their professional certified fitters will provide you with the right services and educational support that you need. Join them for their open house on October 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1100 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. They will have giveaways, live demonstrations, educational sessions, food, vendors, and much more. So come by and meet the wonderful team at Survivor Friendly.
You're listening to the Wolfman Jack.
I tell you, when I was a little kid, I was brought up listening to Alan Freed.
Wolfman Jack.
When I was just getting started, the hip thing was to say, "What's happening, Jack?" "Hey, Jack, what's going on?" So that was the hip slang, So being a horror classic freak like I am, I chose the Wolfman because it was a very animal-sounding name, and the name Jack because of the hip slang, "What's happening, Jack?" Because Jack always knew what was happening. You understand what I mean? Wolfman Jack.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 noon on The Balls, WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Coming to the Pavilion on Park Square in Forest City, Saturday night, October 16th, the 2021 ACM New Male Artist of the Year, Jimmy Allen. Jimmy Allen with special guests, Neon Union and Rutherford County Line.
Long legs, cut off jeans, pulling me in like a magnet.
Gates open at 5 with showtime at 6. For ticket information, go to townofforestcity.com. Don't miss it. Jimmy Allen, Saturday night, October 16th at the Pavilion on Park Square in Forest City.
I'm just flesh and bone, heart and soul, and I've earned.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with so many athletics organizations to bring you the very best of everything sports have to offer. And we're also proud to bring so many great game day options to you crazy fans out there, like the best meat in town, crisp, fresh produce, ice-cold beverages, and more. Whether you're loading up for that road trip or preparing for the homestand, we've got you covered. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot, all during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
And we're back, on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin, Tom, and Terry.
Morning, JP.
Morning.
I don't know if we can hear you right now, or I can't.
Yeah, I can.
Because I don't have my earphones turned on. That's why I can't.
Oh.
Okay. So
Loud
how
and clear.
was the breakfast in there, True? Turn her on. Turn the mic on.
It was
there,
good.
JP. Good pancakes.
Yes.
Did you get one big one, or is there a stack of
No,
them?
it was
What'd you-
two big ones.
Now, how do you like your pancakes?
They were good.
No, how do you like them? Any specific way? Like, do you like any strawberry
Oh,
dressing
no,
or
no. I like
blueberry,
them just
chocolate?
plain.
Just plain's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know if any specific. My kids like one likes the chocolate, the other likes the strawberry for theirs. But good morning, everybody. Saturday morning sports talk. Kevin Hastings here with Tom Senefani. And Terry Reinhardt, talking Major League Baseball playoffs right now. One thing that I'm not too thrilled about, not only, they added a playoff team, but then they only let them play a one-in playing game. And then they turned the division into a 5-game series, not a 7-game series. So they actually reduced the actual baseball, but they kept it in the same week is what they were trying to do. So their precious little 162 games time schedule, they will not touch for anything. Yeah. But we'll mess around in the winter and when it starts getting cold and all this and in the playoffs. And I don't know. I'd rather see more baseball, more tournament style baseball than I would regular season game 121 of whoever. But
regular season is just not that intriguing.
No, it's not.
So, it was, I think, back in the 20s, 30s, and when people you'd go to a game all the time. Tom, that was your entertainment.
Well, this as well. This as well. One other thing. See what you think. Your entertainment as well is picking up the paper the next morning and seeing who won.
Yeah, right. Or listening to the game.
All the box scores.
Listening to the game on the radio. That was your pastime. Yes. That's what people did. Now you got these stupid things which have rotten our brains and follow us around everywhere we go. So we don't keep up with 162 games anymore. So that's why the game has to change. Why is football so great? Every game matters.
Yeah.
Why is baseball not as great? Every game doesn't matter.
Well, it's one of them things when I start the season and I'm a Kansas City man, I'll watch them for probably maybe the first 10 games, 15 games. And then I'll kind of slide away until it hits about July, after the All-Star break. And then I'll see where we're at. Well, if we're in contention, okay, I'll pay attention from then on out. If we're out of contention, then I'll say, okay, well, I just hope we don't finish last.
It would be, I don't know if it'd be more fun if they went to like a more structured Tuesday, Friday, like a high school. But you'd always face those two good pitchers.
You would, all the time.
So I don't know how much offense there would be because you'd have to face, now you got to face, your 2 games and halftime the Dodgers get to pitch somebody like Kershaw and what are you going to do? So I don't know how to fix it. I mean, it's really like if you throw this idea out there, well, that creates this problem. But if you do this, then that creates this problem. Well, all the records and stuff I don't really care about.
Yeah, well, I have a lot of people when they talk about how Major League Baseball is, and some people like the one game.
I think it's awful.
Well, I mean, I do not like it.
It's not really conducive to,
but they also look at me and they say, okay, well, how is it in the NFL? And I'm like, well, you're right. It's one game.
No.
It's different,
though. You are the elite. You can get beat and you can be put out in one game.
But what makes it different is the pitcher. It's not like you have a 5-man quarterback rotation. It's like, okay, we're facing this quarterback today because the other one's resting. That's not the way it works, and that's why it just doesn't.
I got
lend
simple math
to
for you as well, like Tom talked about. It's because in baseball they play 160, and in football, 17 now, 16. Easy math is it's 10 times more valuable to win a football game than it is a baseball game. So even in theory, even a 7-game series isn't good enough to weigh who's better. It needs to be a 10-game series if you extrapolate the math, or 7.
I do not mind them dropping it down to the 5. I just think your start ought to be 2 out of 3. If you make that game, it ought to be 2 out of 3.
But the 5, I don't like that either because wasn't it 7?
It was 7, and now it's 5, and I ain't got a problem with that.
So now we have less postseason
and now
baseball.
You got to win 4 out of 7 now. But
now we have less postseason baseball, more regular season baseball. Good job, baseball. They're just awful.
If you do not think it does not matter, the L.A. San Francisco game the other night was top notch.
Did you see everybody was mad at Pete Rose?
Why?
You got any guesses?
Is he gambling again?
No, it's because he criticized Joey Votto for striking out too much, and why someone batting 189 is batting cleanup for the Yankees. And then Terry, you know what they did? They brought out the advanced stats. I actually read one. I'm trying to find it. Someone says Rose kills him in hits, doubles, all this other stuff, and the other guy's like, yeah, but those aren't real stats. What about it was WRC plus? And Votto has a higher OPS. Well, they add them together, right? Well, Terry, the numbers were like 810 to 770. Well, sure, that's 40 points higher. No, it's 4 points higher. It's 4%. So that means every 100 bases, Joey Votto will get 4 more on average and he's only played 9 years, 7 years, and Pete Rose played 24. Let's see if he can play 24 years and keep those same averages. It's just the weirdest stuff, the poo-poo and like Pete Rose talk about the striking out of the batters and where they're going with this stuff. And I read an article on this week. Well, how about the Atlantic League is testing a lot of this, and they got the robo-umps, Tom. And then you remember how I told the story about Frank Viola? They ran a story on ESPN the other day about the robo-umps in Atlantic League, and they interviewed Viola. And I couldn't do nothing but laugh like, yeah, let's ask him. He's going to have nothing. And, of course, he was like, this is trash. You know, he just went off on he wants to yell at a human being.
Right.
Well, like the teacher he did down in Gastonia.
Yeah. But that would take a lot of it out of the game, you know. Hey, now the plate umpire just calls check swings and might call like foul tips and things like that.
Now the umpire that they interviewed from the Atlantic League, he said the hecklers still heckle you, but they've changed their heckles to check your batteries and are your wires connected?
Well, there's always going to be hecklers at a baseball game. That's why, especially one that sells beer. So.
Yeah.
But that's where those wins. How would you like that one, Tom? Someone telling you to check your batteries.
Check your batteries. Check your batteries. I think you need a software update. You know, I guess you can get creative.
Yeah, I think that's where they were going with it.
I think it's pretty dumb, but you know, he's got to put us out of a job, Terry. Of course, we're getting close to retiring anyway. We're getting close to letting the young kids.
You guys had to leave a little early last week, so I had some baseball stats for you guys. I don't know if you caught them. How about did you see here the Pujols in one season's got more playoff wins in one game? In one game with the Dodgers, he's got more playoff wins than he ever had with Mike Trout and the LA Angels.
Poor Mike Trout.
When one game with the LA Dodgers, he has more playoff wins than he ever did in his career, led by the GOAT Mike Trout.
No, I haven't been keeping up with it because I've been so busy.
This was the one I wanted to go over, guys. This is just insane. And this is the Cardinals pat on the back because they lost, so I got to say something good. All right, the most recent, Terry, did you hear this one? Season of having the worst record.
Yes.
In the National League.
Yes.
Okay?
That's amazing.
Pittsburgh 2020, Miami 2019. So some of these are going to be in order, right? San Francisco 2017, Cincinnati 2016, Padres 2016. They tied. Phillies 2015, Arizona 2014, Houston 2012, Nationals 2019, Cubs 2006, Colorado 2005, Milwaukee 2002. Only 4 National League teams left in the 1900s have not had the worst record in the National League since the turn of the century. 1993, and I bet nobody would have had this bet, the New York Mets. It's been the 4th longest streak since having the worst record in the National League. And they've had some bad years.
Yeah.
LA Dodgers, 1992, the year before, are 3rd. And in 1990, our network affiliate, Atlanta Braves, are 2nd in the National League. They haven't had the worst record in the National League, guys, in 31 years.
Yeah, I can remember those early 90s teams when they had that great pitching staff, and Sanders came along a little while later, and they had all those powerhouse teams in the 90s. They were fun to watch.
And Tom, the most recent season, the St. Louis Cardinals had the worst record in the National League was 1918.
You know he's going to bring that.
1918. Whether you want to poo-poo or not, that's an impressive stat, right, Terry?
It is.
It's impressive.
103 years since they had the worst record in the National League.
And think about it. And the next one closest is 31.
No. The next one closest
Was
is
Atlanta.
from them is 72. 72 years until the.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm
You see what I
saying.
mean?
But Atlanta's
It was from
next,
1919 to 1990. But yeah, Atlanta, 31 years. That's a good streak in itself.
Yes.
About 101 years since they had the worst record. Here's a picture from that season. It's Babe Ruth in 1918. Babe Ruth and Joe. That's Hornsby.
Is that Babe Ruth playing for the Red Sox?
As a Yankees outfit.
Okay.
But now I want to ask you a question.
Me or Tom?
You.
Yes, sir.
Because you're a Cardinals fan.
Yes, sir.
And I'd even ask your dad if he was here.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Why 17 straight wins that you have, and you're the coach, and you get fired?
Because he's awful.
There ain't another soul in Major League Baseball won 17 straight games.
There's a lot of souls
and
that
got
won
fired.
17. Oh, and got fired. Well, Jimmy Johnson, Terry, won 2 Super Bowls and got fired.
Yeah, that is true, Terry.
I mean, well, he did. He did. He
is
did.
true. Yeah,
It's on account of ownership. This guy didn't have nothing to do with ownership. He just wanted to keep his job as the manager.
He got fired because here's one thing. When he marched out Reyes in that 9th inning, every Cardinals fan that was watching the game started looking for their keys. They knew exactly what was about to happen, and it happened. In fact, he let a guy on base to make it a 2-run homer just for fun. You know what's happening. You can't, number one, they're a good team. You can't get to late innings and give them a chance for one swing at the bat. Number two, you can't run out some jackwagon out there that gives up home runs left and right like he does. Jack Flaherty's over in the bullpen picking his nose. He's active. Jack Flaherty. Wainwright pitches again. He one of the best seasons of his career, if not one in Major League history for a 40-year-old to do what he did. But yeah, Terry, you know number one reason why? The manager's already there. Player coach next year, baby.
You're talking about Yadier going to coach and play?
Yes. Player coach.
I don't believe.
I don't
it's
know
gonna
about
happen.
that.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Wouldn't it be better for him to be the next coach of the Cardinals?
Well, I mean, if you had asked me, I would probably go, yeah, because he's the team leader, the team captain.
Mike Matheny got the job after being the catcher there for 7 years or whatever it was, and Yachty's is the catcher of the franchise now, a face of it for the last 17 years or whatever it was, and I don't know why he wouldn't be the coach, but they're not going to do that. But
no,
they should bring in Okendo and let them coach together. All right, Major League Baseball, Boston and Houston.
And everybody in the world. So, I mean, I'm not a Boston man, but I'm hoping Boston beats Houston, but I don't know
because
whether
Houston
that can happen.
cheats.
Yeah.
Is that game 1?
Yeah, yesterday was game 1, 5-4.
Who won? Boston. Houston won?
Houston won 5-4.
If Houston goes back to the World Series, I will boycott it. I will not watch it.
I want all the teams still in the playoffs to lose.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a Boston man. And
I want them all to lose.
Who we got left in the National League?
Dodgers and Braves.
Dodgers and Braves. Then they play their first game tonight, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
8 o'clock.
Yes.
4:20 and 8 o'clock tonight is.
It's fun when the Braves are to live in this part of the country. It's fun when the Braves are good. Even though I don't really pull for the Braves, it's fun when the Braves are good.
Team.
Yeah.
So my grandpa pulled for.
Yeah. So I and my father-in-law was a huge Braves fan, and Kevin, I don't think I've ever told you that. J.W. Owens, my wife's dad, would always listen to the Cherville Legion game on the radio every time, and he'd always listen to the Braves. He had him a little area where he sat and had his cold beverages and just sat there and listen to the games. Listen to the games.
Yep. And that's where he watched them. And he listened.
Yep.
Red Sox and Astros is Eovaldi versus Garcia. Free to start for the Braves. Undecided for the Dodgers. How you guys want to handicap the series?
I don't know. I think the Braves are just a team of destiny this year. I don't know. I think the Braves are going to somehow win this series, even though I know that Major League Baseball would probably rather have the Dodgers win. Sometimes I get that.
Listen, two things real quick that you said about that. Houston's the number 3 market in the country, but so they don't care. The markets at ESPN are going to love themselves and die for everything they can if they get LA and Boston. That's what they want.
They had it a few years ago.
If you're betting your money on who's in charge, bet your money on LA and Boston. If you believe in anything other than everything's fixed,
but you can't
Houston may have a chance, and the Braves may have a chance.
You can't go wrong with Atlanta though, because even if Atlanta wins, they're a regional team. They're in the entire Southeast. save Eastern North Carolina, where you have you have your carries, your concentrated area of relocated Yankees, because if you look at the map, there's a lot of, fans. But I would say that there's definitely, a strong regional presence. So that's got to be good for baseball if the Braves make it. I don't think they can lose on the National League side. Houston, I'm boycotting. I'm not watching a bunch of cheaters.
The only thing I like about Houston is Dusty Baker.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, Dusty Baker. I like Dusty.
He's been with 5 different teams and took them to the playoffs.
I like Dusty. He's a good manager.
Yeah.
Very good manager.
I don't think baseball will allow the Braves to win because of their nickname, though. They're going to have to kick that out in a couple of years.
I don't know about that conspiracy theory, but
I've got one for everything, Tom. I've got one for everything.
I know you do. I know you do.
What do you think, Terry?
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, did you feel like that you guys got fairly treated with the Indians winning the World Series?
If you ask me about that, it's been 5 years already, but I still remember Schwarber killed us. If Schwarber doesn't play, we'd have won. It wasn't a conspiracy. We had home field advantage, and Schwarber was hurt, but he could bat. So he was a designated hitter in Cleveland, and he killed us, Terry.
Tom, you
sounds
still
suspicious,
crying.
don't it, Terry?
I know, Tom, you still crying.
I am crying about that. I am still
suspicious.
crying. I hate Schwarber. I will punch him in the face if I see him. He just killed us. God, he doesn't even play for them anymore. I can't remember where he plays now.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's a Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center mattress blowout sale. They're overstocked with twin, full, and queen size mattresses. Just listen to these blowout prices. Twin size mattresses for $129, full size mattresses for $199, and queen size mattresses for $249. And a new load of scratch and dented furniture has arrived also. Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming up. Online at HendrickAppliance.com and see their page at WhatsUpShopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
If you've been thinking about purchasing a storage shed or building, now's the time at Sheila Sheds in Cherryville and Shelby. Sheila Sheds is having a big sale on all Old Hickory buildings. You can save hundreds of dollars and more. Come see their selection. And don't forget about Sheila Sheds for carports, horse barns, garages, and more. Sheila Sheds, 2014 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby and 2261 Lincoln Highway, the East in Cherryville. Like them on Facebook too.
It's time to head on into Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia, where you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select models. Come in now and take a look at the all-new Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. And right now, get a new 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan S with front-wheel drive for only $26,169, or the new 2021 Volkswagen Passat SE with front-wheel drive, $424 per month. Come in for all the details at Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard, online at classicvwgastonia.com.
Don't miss the Golf Shop Radio Show this Wednesday from 11 to 12, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the leader in traditional golf apparel. Mark Greenheld and Matt Blanchard go from tee to green and everything in between. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Wednesday mornings at 11 o'clock on Carolina Country, WCSL, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. For years, Hicks Goforth at Carfair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia has been providing our area with the finest in late model cars, trucks, and vans. And at Carfair Auto Sales in Gastonia, they feature on-the-lot financing. Come talk with Hicks about your next vehicle purchase. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 8 till 2. Call 704-865-8024. Carfair Auto Sales, 1320 on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia.
If you're ready to make the great escape, do it with the #1 brand on the water. Yamaha Wave Runners are the most premium personal watercraft on the market, with industry-first features and exciting new products like the all-new 2021 VX Series with audio packages, the must-anticipated Superjet, and the new race-ready GP Series. This is Wave Runner country. See one today at Full Throttle Power Sports, located at 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin is adjusting cameras so we can see True in there with everybody. They'll be back on the air very shortly. There we are. Y'all back on the air?
Yeah, we're here. I'm not here yet. Now we're here. Yeah, Terry's in here being embarrassing already.
I'm not. I'm asking questions,
Tom
learning facts.
Tom knew he would be, and he was.
I'm learning facts.
He has good. Yeah. So, do what? Yeah.
That's Tom's head.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You might be able to adjust it. You can just hear us talking right now for a second. You can put it. You can just. It will get. I don't know if it'll get smaller or not. I don't know what Tom did to it. Yeah, that's supposed to be adjust on your head like that. The middle part. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, good morning. True is here, and she's going to do some work here for us. Tom and Terry are back. All right, Terry. I had a little. Thought I was going to have a little bit of sound, but I'm not going to because it's too long, and we're way over time today right now. NASCAR this past week at the Roval. Harvick and Elliott, we talked about last week. If you're on the bubble and a race like this where they don't throw cautions and you can dump a guy, and not only can you dump him, you can dump him. You don't even have to. He didn't even have to tear his bumper off. You just have to spin him out for a second and make you lose some track position because normally, Terry, at say a super speedway or something, you spin a guy out. There's going to be something a caution a lot of the times, most of the time. But at these at the road courses, you can bump a guy off the racetrack. He gets stuck, and you just keep on going. Keselowski happened to him in one of the first few laps there, and he got pushed to the back. So anyway, what I was getting at is Harvick gave Elliott the old push right there in front of where we were at, and there was a lot of cheering and booing at that time in the stands per se. You want to give your perspective?
I just think it's whether it's older or younger. A bunch of young people's going to pull for Chase, and if you're the older group, you're pulling for Harvick. But when it was all over said and done, Elliott moved on, and Harvick was the one who wrecked his own car and got his own self put out of it. And then when that happened, that changed everything because then Elliott went to a very big plus. Well, everybody did. It helped a lot of people. Kyle Busch jumped up a lot of points when that happened, and then it ended up where Kevin Harvick does not make the next round. So sometimes you put yourself in situations, and I think Harvick was trying to stay in front of Elliott so he would not get to him because he could see him coming from behind. And, so he ended up wrecking himself, Tom. And I think after that, everybody was watching that because they kept saying that, hey, once Elliott gets back to him, and after they had a little pit there, then next thing you know, Elliott's right behind him. Yeah. I think Harvick might have pushed himself too far, and then he ends up wrecking.
Yeah, that's just playoff racing, isn't it, Terry?
Yes, it is.
One mistake and you're done, and you're out of the championship. But Anna went to that race and had a really good experience, and just thought it was really cool. And her first race, Terry, race. She's an engineering student, so naturally a lot of her friends are into NASCAR because of the engineering aspect of it. So Anna had a good time. I'm sure she's still in bed right now, but Anna, hope you had a good time.
Yes.
So, what's it look like going next week? Where are we racing next week? And does he got it up there?
No, he does not have it up. But the next race is coming up for NASCAR.
Yeah, where are we racing
all
this
we're
week?
worrying about right now is that Kyle Busch advances. I could care less about anybody else. As long as
That's
he's
what
now
I
in
don't
the final
like. That's
eight.
what I don't like about you. You're not a NASCAR fan. You are a Busch fan and not a NASCAR.
I'm a NASCAR fan. I pull for Dale
not.
Jr. I pull for Earnhardt.
Dale Jr. doesn't race anymore.
That's right, because things happen along the way.
True. This is this weekend's schedule. We're gonna put you on the spot again.
Okay.
So this is the O'Reilly 300 on PRN 180. What time and radio is it on today?
At 2:30 p.m. at WCSL only.
All right. Then we have
North Carolina versus Miami at 2:30 at WOHS, WLON.
Then tomorrow we'll have
the Auto Trader 500, PRN 25 at 1 o'clock, WCSL only.
And also at 12 noon, we got some NFL action. What we got?
Minnesota at Carolina on WOHS and WLON.
All right, so we've got some action this weekend. Tom, pulling up some. I'll pull up your NASCAR for you since that's what. Well, that is not. It brought up the NASCAR Institute, not the NASCAR.com. All right, Terry. Just as far as the race goes in general, Kyle Larson ends up winning.
He did. But you know, at one time in that race, he was out.
Mm-hmm.
He was a negative.
Right.
He was not even going to make it.
So how do you explain to a fan out there how a car can go down a lap or two or lose a battery, and your car never wrecks? Your car stays on the lead lap the whole time, and all you do is drive around, do your job, and this guy wins the race. You're in 17th place.
Yeah, it's a great pit crew.
Yeah. You're right to say, and cautions. Cautions can help you get back in it.
Oh, yes.
Cautions help you get back in it. So, anything can happen in a race, especially
when that race,
that road course.
Yeah, that road course. I got my own opinions.
We know you do, too.
Yeah, about road courses. But anyway, we always said last week when we was leaving, people said, well, who are you picking? We said, well, you pick Elliott or you pick Larson. And that's what happened. I mean, So.
It's a little too predictable on the road courses. It's not that much fun because of the competitive aspect. It's fun from the novelty of, or what do you want to say? It's unusual. They don't do a tremendous amount of those. They're doing more of them.
Well,
so from a fan's perspective, you get to see something you don't usually see. But then when two drivers dominate, it's hard to get into.
Well, when you sit there, and if I'm a Brad Keselowski or a Joey Logano, I'd like to pull up how many road courses they've won. Maybe they've won none. I do not know. But, for them, it's just survive. It's like going to Talladega. I hope I don't get caught in a big wreck. I just got to survive this race. I got to be in like the top 15. To move on to the next round or something. I don't want to be where all of a sudden I have a wreck and I finish 35th, or something. And that's what happens. Kevin Harvick found out what it was. He's moving on. He's going to advance. And then all of a sudden he wrecks and he takes himself completely out. And a lot of other people gained a lot of points from him being knocked out. So I know that's what it was. He saw Elliott coming. He knew he was behind him. And the first thing he was thinking, if he gets to my back bumper, he's going to spin me out.
Yeah. He said it was. He said he was on the radio, Tom. So now I come back on the track and said, I'm going to wreck 4. So that's where they're with that. But, Terry, you're right about the new school, old school stuff. But Chase has got to understand that you're not going to not get bumped. But he's also got to understand that Harvick, Terry, before he had this successful run with Rodney Childers in this gang, and now all of a sudden they're not that successful. He was just mediocrely successful. Then he just went off for a few years. The same thing, how Truex wasn't good for 10 years or whatever. You get and all of a sudden you're good. But he was known for wrecking people and being a hothead before this. And people forget that, totally forget that. In our former announcer here used to remind everyone all the time, he wasn't a Harvick fan at all because of that stuff like that. And that's the Terry and them's type of race. And I don't mind some of it at all. I don't like taking it for a position. I don't mind the bump. If you're in 17th and 18th place and all that stuff, you're fighting stuff, I don't mind that at all. The wrecking someone to win the race type thing, you got problems with that, and like we said before, Jimmy, that's not how he raced anybody. And so there was a lot of times I thought Terry, he didn't win races where he could have wrecked somebody. If he really wanted to get to 100, I think Johnson could have got to 100. Jeff Gordon probably could have too.
So you're really basically saying if you was a Dale Earnhardt fan, which I was, that's not the type of driver you really want. He's good, but he will, if you're in his way, he's going to move you out of his way.
It's also and I think, there's a fine line there. What's right? So my car's better than you. I'm beating you. Take your medicine and deal with it, or you wreck me.
So you would rather, and I guess this is the difference. I guess this would be the difference from me to Kevin. I'm going to be your Kyle Busch man. I'm going to be your Dale Earnhardt man. I'm not going to be a Jimmy Johnson where everything's fine and glory. And, hey, I just lost. No, if the race is there, I'm going to get it. I'm going to make a hole. I'm going to find a way through there. I'm going to get the race.
The problem is, Terry,
I might wreck myself.
The problem is,
but
Terry,
I'm going to do it.
You guys say that, and then you're the first one to be in moan when it happens to you.
Right. Correct.
You're the number one. The first thing Earnhardt did, and you know what I'm about to say, or maybe you do or don't. Dale, why didn't you win the race? Well, my jack man didn't turn the wrench hard enough down in the first part of the race, and then the tire jack guy, he was awful, and he just first thing he didn't say anything. Well, maybe I should have drove a little bit better. Maybe our car wasn't good today. That was on Earnhardt. He blamed everybody, even the camera guy. Sometimes.
Well, Kyle Busch does the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. There's no self accountability about it. It's one
Look,
thing.
I know how to race the car. Y'all fix it, and I'll be up front.
Right. There's one thing to bump people out of the way, Terry, and it is to do it every race and everything, and then complain. Like Harvick, he shouldn't be mad at anybody because that's what he's done his whole career. So Chase doesn't expect it or doesn't like it, doesn't want it. That's different. Harvick's perspective, I don't know why he's mad. He's done it to everybody his whole career. You know it, I know it, and everybody else knows it, Terry. Can't you deny that?
Well, no. I mean, it's just that he was the guy who took up for Dale.
And Rodney Childers won all his races.
He's the one that daggum got in the car right after that. And I think a lot of people took credit for him being the one to try to lead that car up to the front. And as they got older, some people have stayed with Kevin Harvick. And I know a lot of people who have, and I have nothing wrong with Kevin Harvick. I just think it's the younger, older generation of Elliott, and he's a great racer. I'm not going to take that away from him, especially road courses. I mean, there's nobody out there that can beat him but maybe Larson or somebody. But as far as regular races, I think Kevin Harvick can play with him. The older people stay with the older people mostly, and the younger people will jump on somebody that's new.
I think that what the issue with the races was, Terry, is that it's not that Harvick races dirty every race like that. Is that these two, it happened for these playoff spots.
Oh, yes.
And that's what they were going over. And it's racing, and you can do those type of things. And maybe at that point, neither one of them thought that's how you should be racing each other at that time. So they did each other the same way, knocked each other out. And it's Chase is still in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
But Tara, you may take any bets on him winning it with Harvick out there?
Well, of him winning the thing?
Of him winning the whole thing. All it takes is one more bump and he's done.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, now you're in a whole different scenario. Now you got 3 more races to determine yourself again, so everything all changes. We'll start this week with this race, and if hopefully Kyle Busch can pull one off, and then he don't have to worry about the last 2.
Well, we're in Texas, Terry, this weekend.
Kyle Busch can win down
there. Today, 3 o'clock for the Xfinity Series. Tomorrow, inspection 7:30 a.m. for you that care about that. 2 o'clock, the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500. There, I can't go and read. So, standings right now. Let's see. Where is my intern? Click on Internet Cam's web.
So the season's over the 7th of November. That's the last race.
Yes, they got 3 more races, then 1 race.
Right. So now, Larson's in first, Hamlin second, Truex third, Blaney fourth. Cutoff line, Larson's way out in front, 42. Hamlin 7 up, Truex 6 up, Blaney 1 up. Kyle Busch is 1 back, Elliott 2 back, Logano 11 back, and Keselowski 16 back. It's just weird. Four guys vying for a championship. It's so in one race. That's just such the most random thing. I'm not a fan of that. I would just assume, Terry, that throughout the playoffs, say you got your playoffs. Here's your points before you start. Go.
Well, I wish the playoffs,
and then you get your points like that. You the same way you did all the points for preseason, the same way you did the old school. And I don't care how they count them up.
Yeah,
that's fine. Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what they should do is just let it go. Let you do the 10 races, and then whoever's got the most points at the end, that's the winner.
Well, I was even thinking that I would love for it to come down instead of 1 race, it being 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
You could have 3 races. If you have a bad one, you can make up for it, the next one or something.
I don't mind it. I don't mind
because you could have anything go wrong with your car. A bad part puts on your car, and that could take you out.
If you draw it out, and like in the old days, sometimes you'd get down the last race, and there'd be 2 guys left, and sometimes there wouldn't be any. Mm-hmm. I don't think they could get to that point of almost getting so far out in front there wouldn't be a chance for 2 guys to be in it at the end if they just raced it out to the end. I don't like the 4 guys in the championship. What other sports like? Hey guys, we're going to the game today. 4 people can win the championship. it's a weird, after a whole season, it's not one race. It's not, if you go in there with two guys in position to win, you guys have the best day. This is the championship.
The problem I have with that, when you get to the last race, and I'll say this probably happened again this year, when you get to the last race and them four get out there, they're going to be running in the top 5. The whole race.
It's weird.
It'll be 1 through 7. Somewhere right there, they'll all be tight. They'll all be running against each other. All of them's car will be decent. You know.
You could not win a race the whole time and still win this championship, even though there is an emphasis on winning. And I don't know if that's the way they should go. All right, looking at the schedule, Terry, we had Texas this week again. Where'd my schedule go? Texas, Kansas, Martinsville, and Phoenix to finish the season. Mm-hmm. Texas, Kansas, and Martinsville to get to the championship.
In that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Terry. Who you got this weekend?
Oh man, you're running a big track. Martin Truex is. I'm gonna take Martin Truex. I hope Kyle wins, but I'm taking Martin Truex.
Do you want to start lineup first?
Not really. Yeah, you can, but I don't think that's going to change me.
All right, so Terry's feeling Martin Truex. So this is a Charlotte type speedway, but faster and wider.
You run wide open. Not like going to Michigan.
They ain't going over 200, are they?
No, they're not doing that. But you can pretty much run wide open down.
Well, Larson's on the.
That's who I was going to go with. I'm going with the hot hand. I'm going with Larson.
Denny Hamlin's the most solid thing there is. This is a crew chief race. Kyle Busch is 3rd, Blaney 4th, Logano 5th. Next week's where, Kansas?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Logano this week. Pulls it off.
Possibility.
I'm gonna go Logano this week in Texas. All righty, JP. All right, so find our show art and see if that works. JP, you paying attention in there? You ready for a break? All right, when we come back, we'll have more Saturday Morning Sports Talk, KTCBroadcasting.com.
When it comes time to make a purchase, shop local. When you shop local, you're putting money back into our local economy. And now when you shop local at one of our participating merchants, you could possibly win a $500 local shopping spree. Just register today at Pro Wellness Chiropractic Center, North Aspen Street, Lincoln, Mitchell's Kitchen, Highway 27 West in Vail, Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC on East Main Street in Lincoln, Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, at Carolina Hardware on the Reedsville Road in Lincoln, at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail, at Eddie's Auto Parts on East Main Street in Lincoln, at Medical Center Pharmacy, East Academy Street in Cherryville, Carolina Furniture Mart, North Aspen Street, Lincoln, and at the Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville. The drawing will be held Friday, October 29th. Shop local. You could win a $500 local shopping spree. Brought to you by KTC Broadcasting, What'sUpShopper.com, Downtown Radio, and Carol.
It's Texas.
Start your engine!
It's the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500.
Green flag in the air. Eric Almirola on the outside. Down to the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Busch going to try to make a race out of it. Off of turn 4 for the stage win. Quinn Houff loses control, slams into the outside wall. We've got a battle for the lead between RCR Chevrolets coming back to the line.
The Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 500. Sunday, October 17th at 1 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Huzzah! Escape to the Renaissance Festival, Saturdays and Sundays. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Discount tickets at Hedestita stores or print your own online at renfestinfo.com.
Mention the Renaissance Festival and receive discount hotel accommodations at Hampton Inn & Suites, Huntersville and Lake Norman. Huzzah!
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated ¡1 for reliability, Z Series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Bring home the Kubota BX 2380 tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. There's a reason it's called the Great Outdoors in Cherryville, because if you love outdoors, the selection is great. Plus, they're always having new items arrive every week. Check out their canned goods section with Amish canned goods, salsa, wild game flavoring, jerky mix, and more. See the line of king fish and turkey fryers and Camp Shelf cast iron cookware. Check them out. The Great Outdoors, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com and like them on Facebook too. It's simple. Simply Southern, that is, at the Falston Pharmacy. Just arrived a big new shipment of Simply Southern merchandise, including pullovers, long-sleeve t-shirts, and jackets. Come check out the selection. And don't forget to get your flu shot at both the Falston Pharmacy and Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville. And use their convenient drive-through windows. The Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston, and Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Apparently they don't realize we're back.
All right.
Yeah,
we're waiting on the intern to hit the buttons. You want to tell her how bad a job she's doing in there, JP?
I didn't
Is
say
that what you're trying to do? Is that what you're trying to do?
Don't worry, True. Those buttons over there are just kind of, it's an annoyance. You got to remember to hit the buttons. Got to hit the buttons.
On and off, Terry.
So what are we doing? What are we doing?
I want to give a shout out.
Go ahead.
Okay. To Ken Hildebrand, our tennis coach, for winning the conference championship, conference tournament championship, and he got coach of the year. But for the young ladies on the team, Etta Godfrey, Chloe Norman, Bailey Huss, Megan Cody, Caitlin Ballinger, Addison Sane, Laura Willis, Jada Willis, Haley Black, and Peyton Taylor were all members of this team. It's the coach has been coaching tennis over there at West Lincoln for a very long time, and he's always come up second. Reminds you of kind of Harry Gantile.
Harry Gant.
Yeah,
Alexander
about 15
County.
times he had finished second. There's always one team that's a little bit better, but this is his second conference championship he's won since being a coach at West Lincoln High School. Congratulations to him and to all the young ladies on that team.
Yeah, and our girls have won the conference tournament as well. Our tennis girls have been having a good season. We had a doubles pair win the conference tournament. So just a good year for tennis in Cleveland and Lincoln County.
All right, Terry, before the season started, Sam Howell's Heisman odds were 14-1. Now he's off the betting boards.
It should be.
Goodbye.
Yeah, have a great day. Finish your career.
How they get beat by Florida
I hope
State.
he's on the. I hope he gets on the practice squad for the Minnesota Vikings and has to be tackled by Chasserat next year.
But you know what they blame it on? They blame it on the surroundings, his wide receivers, his tight end, the running back. Yeah, that's what they're blaming it on. These are new people.
Not the bad coach or the bad quarterback play.
No.
Okay.
If he had the receivers he had last year, this would not be happening. Well, you know what? They all graduate. They all go on to the NFL, and you have to start anew.
Yeah. North Carolina acts like they're Ohio State. Does that annoy you, Terry? And y'all been better than them for the most part?
Well, it did. You know, you bring up Ohio State. I'm just surprised they're getting it together. I thought they were going to have a Carolina-like year this year at the beginning, but they're getting it together. I have to say I was wrong. I thought Mac Brown would take that program to the next level, and he has not. So I stand corrected on that. And it looks like Mac Brown will probably quietly give it up, Terry, you think? Maybe a year or two?
Well, I mean, success is not happening. I mean, I think he'll stay one more year, and if it doesn't happen next year, I think he'll be gone.
You go back.
But then he's going to end up having to find a new quarterback, so he should be trying to develop somebody, because I'm not saying that you're going to finish it out with him, but in games that either I'm in or are close, a big game today, if they lose to Miami today, I would already be looking for a quarterback to come in like late third quarter, fourth quarter, to start developing a young guy for next year, because, you know, Sam Howell's going to be done. And if you don't have anybody out there, it's going to be a brand new start. You might end up being the Clemson with DJ with no offense.
Is Howell a senior? He's not a senior, though, is he?
I think he's a junior.
So
they're
basically saying he's coming out early.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was going to leave.
And then he's going to be a fifth-round draft choice. And
well, they keep saying
probably
he's
bounce around to some
top
practice
five.
squads.
I told you, Tom, when he came in and Mac Brown did what he did, that Sam Howell and Mac Brown would the same number of conference championships as they would if Chasserat was there playing quarterback the whole time. It's just not going to happen. Terry, what they've done is steal a couple app recruits and state recruits with shiny uniforms. That's all they've done. They're not stealing Bama recruits in here. What are we talking about? Yeah. And Shannon was saying something to me about App yesterday. I'm like, yeah, we're the best team in North Carolina. We're just not the best team in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So nobody in North Carolina. See, that's the thing. Is Tar Heels good? Is State good? Is that good? Yeah, okay, we're good relatively to each other. Yeah. But when we go to Louisiana, we're going to get handed.
Oh, we toasted Louisiana Tech. We beat them.
Yeah, okay, Terry. La Tech.
Yeah, we did.
Your name's La Tech.
The State fans have been more annoying than they usually have. And until you remind them, well, you wouldn't play the SEC team, got spanked.
We did. But, we absolutely did.
Well,
we'll have to listen to this.
Tom, you were asking about my polls earlier. Well, here's my question. This is not my question. This is a professional college football analyst. If A&M beats Bama, then University of Texas at San Antonio is number one because they beat Memphis, who beat Mississippi State, who beat A&M, and they beat Bama, making University of Texas San Antonio number one. Is that right? If I do my math correctly.
That's some fuzzy math, but I see where I understand the point.
Yes.
I think college football is a little unpredictable.
I do.
I think that it was amazing that with a backup quarterback, that was their backup quarterback, Texas A&M, wasn't it? It was a backup quarterback, and they won that game. But there was like 110,000 screaming fans at Kyle Field for that game. And I think they just carried them to victory. They just would not quit, Terry. I mean, I know you watched. I know you stayed up and watched that game.
I did watch that game.
Yeah,
I would rather, though, play at Texas A&M than play at Mississippi State where they got them stupid cowbells. Oh, and don't get me wrong, we do that at West Lincoln.
I was about to say, what are you talking about?
We do that at West Lincoln, but
Terry,
it's not that loud.
Tom.
Have you ever listened to Mississippi State and their cowbell?
Where's that little girl that comes on the internet and
I
says,
think
how
they
dare
give
you?
the visiting team money to carry one of them in there and shake it.
Terry.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, you can't even
what
get
did
a
I just say
count.
about him in NASCAR, Tom? Where he wants to wreck you and then complain if he gets wrecked. Now, I don't like your cowbells, but ours are cool.
Ours are fine.
West Lincoln's are cool. We know when to ring them, not the whole game.
They sell them with their brand on logo on them over there, out of the concession stand.
Yeah, yes,
And
we do.
Yes, you do.
You do realize that's against
awesome.
the rules in the state of North Carolina, which says no artificial noisemakers. So you're not technically.
Tom, you had to purchase this thing once you got there.
Not even supposed to have because artificial noisemakers are illegal in North Carolina high school sporting events. Now, Terry, that being said,
Tom,
there's
these
plenty
people
of soccer
paid their
hooligans.
money.
There's soccer hooligans who have them too. So the cowbells.
Do they have the vuvuzelas in soccer?
I haven't seen any this year, but I guess they consider that a noisemaker and not the whatever you just said. I can't even pronounce
the vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela. But I'm just going to go ahead and report y'all, Terry. That y'all need to put the cowbells to the game at East Rutherford. When I had a soccer game the other night, East Rutherford's got some soccer hooligans out there, and one of them's got a megaphone, which you're not supposed to have at a.
Did you stop him and make him get rid of it, Tom?
I mean, you know what? This is what I see. I'm the referee. You got school administration
At a soccer game?
Yeah,
I would have just stopped it and been like, "Hey, buddy, you don't need the megaphone.
Yeah,
there's 24 people here."
Yeah.
He'll say, "Ref, do your job."
East
Leave
Rutherford
me
actually
alone.
gets a really good student section there at their games.
At the soccer game,
they got their hooligans that come to the game, but they need to, the administrator. And I've heard words from the stands that don't need to be said around the ears of children,
especially when it's quiet. When it's
but I tell you, bless you. I've heard those words as I'm walking off the field, and I know your school administration is up there, and they don't deal with it. So you want me to deal with it, but the boss man who can tell the SRO to escort him out is not going to deal with it. So in other words, nobody wants to be the bad guy, but I'm the guy who's 30, 40 yards from him. That's why he's yelling at me.
Well, they already figured they're already yelling at you, Tom. You might as well be the bad guy some more. Don't make me the bad guy. You're already getting yelled at.
It would be nice. I will say we did have a former administrator one time who there were some referees leaving the game, and somebody stood at the gate, knew where they were going to drive by, and stood by to give them a California howdy. And principal went up to those two parents and said, "You know what? You're not welcome on this campus for the next 2 weeks, and if you do that again, you're not welcome on this campus ever again."
All right, let's pick some college Football games. Number 10, Michigan State, favored by 4 at Indiana in Bloomington today. 47 degrees. Tommy, Big Ten, who you got?
Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Oklahoma State, number 12 at number 25, Texas. Texas favored by 3.5.
Texas Oklahoma came back and won that game. That was a crazy game. Texas rebounds. Let's say Texas at home. I like Texas at home.
They're playing who?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State's number 12 at number 25.
Oklahoma State. That's one.
Don't go against me, Terry.
I have to.
Auburn Tigers. Reset that.
You are no good.
All right, Arkansas.
I don't know about them.
I don't know about Arkansas.
Arkansas is favored by 4.5.
I thought that was a big win for Penn State to beat Auburn, but then Auburn's not that good. So give me Arkansas at home.
I'm also going to take Arkansas at home.
The Florida Gators, number 20, go into Baton Rouge to face the LSU Tigers. 12.5-point favorites are the Gators.
I like Florida. I think Coach O's on the hot seat.
I'm also going Florida also.
Could you picture Coach O at a job interview?
Yeah.
Can we have a translator, please?
What'd you say again?
What'd you say again?
Huh?
I'm going to go. We going to win a football game. I'm here for Coach.
All right, number 21, Texas A&M, favored by 11 at Missouri. At the Mizzou.
I'll tell you, Texas A&M might be due for a letdown. But I'm going to go with them. They're going to be – Missouri let me down. They went to Boston College and laid an egg.
Texas A&M also.
Yeah.
World shocking time on television today in the SEC. Georgia hosting Kentucky.
I don't know whether you can do
Georgia
this 3 times.
Favored by 21.5.
Georgia.
Terry.
Georgia, you cannot do this 3
Terry,
weeks
I've got
in
a
a
nice
row.
cut for you. We didn't have time this week because we talked forever in the first block of the half of the show. So you don't get to ridicule this week, but I'll have it for you next week. And so you know kitties to this
No
week?
kitties. Georgia.
Right. Georgia dogs.
I mean, wouldn't that be something?
Are they going
if
to cover?
No, Georgia beat them worse than 21.
Okay.
They did Arkansas the same way. Be careful.
I've got Georgia.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny. He accused us of talks forever. He's talking about stats from 1918.
Yeah.
But
Isn't it 21? You're over or plus on 21? Tom?
Over.
Okay, that's what I mean, too.
BYU, didn't they get beat last week? Boise State?
Boise State took them to the house.
And BYU is still ranked.
Yeah, BYU let me down.
They didn't go anywhere. They went from 10 to 19.
They fell 9 spots, about like Clemson fell.
Okay, but if you lose to an unranked team,
Clemson lost to an unranked
right,
team.
and they should be unranked. Are they unranked now?
I mean, they fall. You give
Is
them
Clemson ranked now?
Yes.
Jeez, for what? Who they beat this week? I'll pull that up in a minute.
Last night.
Oh gosh, that gets them a top.
What was the score? I didn't even know that.
17-14.
Well, BYU's at Baylor. Baylor favored by
Really?
5. What you got in Waco?
I'm taking Baylor.
Who they playing? Baylor and
BYU's at Baylor.
give me Baylor. BYU let me down last week.
Ole Miss, number 13, only favored by 2 on the road in Tennessee.
Ole Miss.
Give me Tennessee. Upset special here.
That's a loss. Appreciate it, Tom.
For one of us.
NC State at Boston College. Number 22, unranked Eagles. Wolfpack favored by 3 on the road for $18 in Chestnut Hill. You can get a ticket.
That's the cheapest thing in the whole state of Massachusetts. Give me Boston College.
I don't blame you for that. I'm going to take State because I'm a State fan, but
They
it
play
would
well
not.
at home. They play well
It
at
would not surprise me if Boston College beat us.
The line is even. Sun Devils of Arizona State at the Utes of Utah.
Herm, don't let me down. Arizona State.
That's me also, Arizona State.
Don't let me down, Herm.
All right, Terry, how many games you got so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, we'll do
Halfway.
5 more.
Okay, 5 more. That'll be perfect.
Miami at North Carolina. Tar Heels favored by 7.5 today. And Thomas, this vaunted, these Tar Heel tickets a couple weeks ago were about $200.
Yeah.
Down to $11 if you want to go this
For
week.
$11,
Terry.
you can go heckle Mac Brown.
Yeah. You taking Carolina?
Mac,
I've already
you let me
made
down.
my pick.
I cannot stand Miami. Give me Carolina.
I've got Miami.
Terry takes Miami in Chapel Hill. Pittsburgh at Virginia Tech today. 4-1 Pitt. 4-1 Pitt at 3-2 Vi Tech. Pitt favored by 5.5 on the road.
Tough place to play. Virginia Tech.
Me also. Virginia Tech. That's a tough place to go play.
Yeah.
They blew one last week against the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, they did.
Had them beat.
How about a Big Ten, couple Big Ten games? Nebraska at Minnesota. Nebraska favored by 4 in Minneapolis.
I'm taking Nebraska.
Give me Nebraska.
Rutgers at the Fighting Purple People Eaters of Northwestern. Rutgers favored by 2. In this spelling bee, Tom, you can get a ticket for $4. $4, less than
That's definitely the cheapest thing in the Chicago metro
You
area.
can get a ticket to this game for less than a gallon of gas in Chicago.
Give me. I think Shiano's going to get them straightened out. I think they're going to go up there and get a win.
Rutgers.
Rutgers.
I got Rutgers also. I've already wrote them down.
All right, now
One more.
I got to find you guys a random game of the week to pick. We are going to go out to the Pioneer League.
Oh, this is good. Like we picked Troy last week. We did good, Tom. We picked Central Michigan and Eastern Michigan last week and won. We did well.
Presbyterian.
There we go.
Presbyterian.
At Davidson.
What's the line?
There is none.
What's the records?
But Tom, for $23, 8 times more.
Must be a rivalry game.
Than the Northwestern ticket.
Who's home?
Davidson.
What's the records?
All right, Presbyterian 2-3, Davidson 3-1.
Let's go with Davidson.
Yeah, we'll go with Davidson.
All right, so Davidson over Presbyterian for our random pick of the week. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. Saturday Morning Sports Talk, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Texas Motor Speedway.
Allgaier tries to get to the back bumper of Cindric. He won't get it done.
It's the Andy's Frozen Custard 335.
A.J. Allmendinger dives to the bottom of the racetrack, slides up. They make contact. They slide down the front stretch. Cindric runs into Allmendinger at the stripe, and it is going to be A.J. Allmendinger winning the race.
The Andy's Frozen Custard 335. Saturday, October 16th at 2:30.
On Carolina Country WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Having breast cancer does not have to be a death sentence. You can live a full and productive life beyond your diagnosis. At Survivor Friendly, their professional certified fitters will provide you with the right services and educational support that you need. Join them for their open house on October 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1100 South Lafayette Street in Shelby. They will have giveaways, live demonstrations, educational sessions, food, vendors, and much more. So come by and meet the wonderful team at Survivor Friendly.
Spending too much time at home with nothing to do? Then go shopping. That's right, go shopping at whatsupshopper.com. Local area businesses are featuring their products and services on whatsupshopper.com. You can also play our contest, listen to the swap shop, and more. Make it one of your favorites. There are also valuable coupons from area businesses. And as they say, let your fingers do the walking and shop online at whatsupshopper.com. You'll love it.
Be the one.
Howell, first down and more. Goodbye. Magical play by Sam Howell.
This is the home of Carolina football.
And it's intercepted. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win. Right, that bell tower blue.
Catch live coverage of the Tar Heels all season long, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Tar Heel football on the Boston Carolina Country and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
There she is.
Cody? So you didn't get what I told you to?
Dad, I did my research.
Let's see what it can do. Not bad.
What do you think?
Not bad. Not bad.
So?
He likes it.
I knew he would.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, Highway 27 West intersection in Vail.
Ella Beam of Burns High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Ella is a senior at Burns High School and is a member of the women's soccer team and the wrestling team. Ella has a grade point average of 4.35. Her advanced courses include psychology, earth and environment science, U.S. history, language and composition, Spanish 3, Math 171, and English 3. Her extracurricular activities include being a member of the ROTC, mission trips, and hog farming. Ella is a member of the Pleasant City Church in Shelby, a member of the youth group, and teaches Sunday school. Community activities include stadium cleanup, color guard, and student activities. After graduation, Ella plans to wrestle in college and pursue the Paris 2024 Olympics. She would also like to do social work or law enforcement. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang.
Hola. Yeah! It's your birthday. We're here to party and sing to you. It's from me. Hope you are bueno. The fun will rain the whole day through. From the Gulf to the mountains, the city lights and fountains. We hope your birthday's excelente. You are.
That's supposed to be a happy birthday song.
Is it really?
Yes, that's what that is.
I tried, but I mean,
you did. You failed as we thought you would.
No, I appreciate it. It's the thought that counts.
So somewhere in those 50 words and all that music was supposed to be a happy birthday song, and I don't know what JP did.
we don't know.
I really don't.
Hey, look, you said find one I liked. Well, I didn't have a lot of time. You gave me, what, 15 seconds?
I gave you 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I did my best, okay?
Oh, well.
I tried.
True. You learn. There's your first lesson. Sometimes your best isn't good enough. But happy birthday to you. I didn't know if Tom and Terry did know that. She did come in on her birthday.
We
with nothing
didn't
else to
know.
do than to hang out with us.
Yeah, that's good. She came on because
that's why she got cake.
Our estranged employee wouldn't come in when it was his friend's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Remember that?
Yes.
That they are celebrating the birthday all day, so he couldn't come into work.
Yes.
How old are you? 12, 13? I'm 27.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, how old are you?
17.
17 years old.
Congratulations.
I remember when I was
Thank you.
17, I knew everything.
Oh,
I knew
yeah,
everything.
definitely.
Know everything.
Yeah. I knew more than my parents did. No.
Ask my dad about it. He'll tell you all about it.
Well, you tell your dad that you know enough to get on a sports show.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Yep.
Just got to know people. Got to know the right people.
Well, you got to ask, too. People are
That's
too
right.
scared to ask nowadays.
That's true.
That's right.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
She's not going to be here every weekend, but she will be here some, and we'll got to work on her schedule. Now, True, you do have to be here in 2 weeks, no matter what, okay?
Okay.
Because it will be our annual Halloween show.
Okay.
And I don't have to tell you what you have to do.
I will be in costume
Terry
that day.
won't dress up, but I'm going to dress
Whether
up.
you show up in a costume or not, there will be costumes here for you if you do not. So put it that way. You don't want JP choosing your costume.
Oh,
no.
It is so much fun.
That's as easy as I can put it.
I gotcha.
We don't want
I've been
JP
warned.
choosing any costumes again. All right, guys, let's talk some NFL games. Tom, every time I look down this schedule and see who the Browns are playing this week, it's a tough game. And this week they got the Cardinals.
Correct.
Well, you don't have a coach.
What?
You don't have a coach?
Yeah, Cardinals don't have a coach. He's got
Kingsbury.
Yeah, you got it.
What's that
He's
got to
got
do?
COVID.
Oh, he does? Oh,
Yes.
okay. I did not know.
So he will not be there.
Well, the Browns don't have Nick Chubb, so I think I'd rather have Nick Chubb than Stefanski if he sat out and had Nick Chubb. Because I know that, watching that game last week, there was a time in the second half where he got the fumble, threw a ball in the middle of the field. You got tackled in the middle of the field. What do? You call timeout. That's what you do. What do? We let the clock run down, waste time, and we end up kicking a field goal, and that might have been the difference in the game. I'm going to tell you, these coaches make millions of dollars. Do you not know when to call a timeout? Or what are you saving it for? They went into the locker room with the timeout. They never took it. They never took the timeout. I was like, are you selling that on eBay later?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what are
especially
you
the first half
doing? What
you got
are
3.
you
Use them.
doing? If he's tackled in the middle of the field, call timeout. That's my rant. I'm done. It's just frustrating, Terry. These guys making millions of dollars and don't know when to call a timeout.
Yeah. Tom, last week, our records in the NFL picks, you and Kevin come in at 11-5. Not a bad record. Both of y'all pretty good, but I come in 13-3.
So it just
I'm just now
so mad.
Yeah,
that made me mad. And then what did make me mad is Newsom's out, our number 1 draft choice who was starting. Denzel Ward's out. Greedy Williams is banged up. So you got 3 cornerbacks hurt. You got a rookie free agent undrafted out there playing. Didn't play bad. And then they had some communication issues in the secondary. And there's Mike Williams running by himself. I mean, it looked like me and you in the backyard. I mean, just like go long. Nobody's out there. So, and I will say this is the first time I really watched Herbert. Herbert's going to be special. I mean, he's a special talent. He's pretty good. He's a special talent. And he can sling it, man. And
Dallas beat him over there.
So. Yeah, Zerline pulled one out of his you-know-where to beat the Chargers. But Browns are banged up. Clowney didn't play last week. He probably won't play this week. Garrett might not play this week. I don't know about Ward and Newsom. You can't have 6 or 7 defensive starters out and play the Chargers and play the Cardinals. I mean, you're trying to be optimistic, but, you also don't have Chubb.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt's banged up. He might not even play. Now you're down to Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton on, and they're good, but I'm just telling you, both their offensive tackles are hurt. Wills is hurt. I won't say Conklin's hurt. I mean, it's like, I looked at the injury report this week, and I was like, why don't you just tell us the players who are actually healthy and they can play? But to speak to you, Terry, there's a lot of people on the television saying Dallas is the best team in football.
No, they a lot of people are saying that right now, if they had to pick, it would be Buffalo against Dallas.
Yeah.
In the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Buffalo looked very good against Kansas City, didn't they? I'm telling you, Allen can run the ball, can't he? I mean, man, he can do it all.
Buffalo against who?
Dallas. He'll be back with a Zeke Elliott jersey. I got him a few years ago. He'll break that one back out.
I can take all this because everybody keeps sitting back and they keep thinking, just like I told Kevin, before Dallas lose again, they'll be 8-1 when we make a trip to Kansas City.
I think right now,
Dallas
I think Dallas
is a
will
lot
beat
better. And then when people say no, they're not, I say, look, Gallup's not even playing. We've got offensive linemen that's not even playing that are starters. We got defensive guys that's not even playing and they're starters. I mean, you know what? So when we get all of the weapons back, I mean, think of Dak being out there now, and all of a sudden you can throw Gallup out on the outside for him to throw to. Who do you guard? Somebody on your team is not good at guarding. Somebody's going to be open.
Yep,
we're going to score. It's simple.
I think Dallas is. I'm starting to become a believer in this Dallas team. It may be like
Are you
Kevin
kicking Mac
says,
Brown off your bandwagon and sticking Mike McCarthy next to it right now, Tom? Is that what you're
It's
doing?
not Mike McCarthy. It's Dan Quinn. He's got the defense
There
straightened
you go.
out. I mean, as much
very
as
huge. Just like I told
Tom,
everybody.
name me 3 key players on the Dallas defense.
I know. I don't keep up.
Name me 3 players.
Terry,
you name me 3 players on the Dallas defense?
We can name all kind of players on our defense.
Can you name 3 players on Dallas defense?
I can say though on our defense, the main guy that you can pick is Dan Quinn. He is changing. You had Nolan.
I need 3 players, Terry.
I'm not even going to mention 3 players.
Tom.
It's a whole concept.
He named everybody and their brother on the offensive side of the ball a second ago. And this has been the problem with the Cowboys for 30 years. You can tell me who their tight end is, their 2 wide receivers, their linemen, their running backs, everybody else. Who's their defense? Who?
Yeah. This is what he wants.
See, but that's exactly what I want.
DeMarcus. I mean, how many more? You just keep on naming. That's what I'm saying.
25th in yards. 25th
Yeah,
yards.
on account of at
But
the end
what's
of the
points,
game, they
Terry?
give up
What's
points.
points, Kevin?
I'm getting there.
They give up points at the end of the game to the other team. Carolina scored 2 touchdowns when the game was already over.
Yeah. What's the points?
You know, I mean, you have to think
17.
of when they're giving
That's
it up.
Average. That's average, Tom.
They're giving up 17 points a
No,
game.
they're 17th.
Oh, 17.
Yeah,
Okay.
17th.
They're average of defense right
Well,
But
now.
now, Tom, you also have to consider them touchdowns you've given up late in a game are hurting
They
on
get,
your
they
total.
get a little misleading.
Yeah, so that you
You're
can't
right,
go
Terry.
by that.
You're right,
You
Terry.
cannot
You're
go
right,
by
Terry.
that.
You're the only team in the NFL that gives up any points in the fourth quarter. The only team. The other 30 teams, they don't do any scoring in the fourth quarter. Just
You're
the
right.
Cowboys.
You're right.
That's the most silliest thing you've ever said.
When you're up 41
No.
to
The
10,
reason we give up points is when we.
The silliest thing he's ever said is Michael Jordan was an
It's
average player.
every week. It's
he's
something.
average. In college, he was average.
No, we're not going there. We're not going there. Let's do our picks. It's getting late. It's getting late. Do our picks. Got to
Well,
pick.
the 17th ranked defense is not winning anything.
Yeah, because we give up points late when it means nothing.
All right, Tom, let's play this game real quick. Is Dallas better than the Arizona Cardinals? Are they better than the LA Rams? Are they better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Are you picking them against the Packers in the playoffs? Any one of those four, are you picking them against in the playoffs?
Packers struggled against Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati's a lot better, though. I mean, I don't know if the Packers have it all together yet, but I would pick them against the Packers.
Blake Bortles has more
would-
playoff wins than Dak Prescott does in the last 5
I
years.
would pick them against the Cardinals right now. I wouldn't pick them against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers have
We're
already
talking
beaten them.
about a team that Dak hadn't played in 2 years in the playoffs.
I'm talking about the 17th worst
There you go.
defense.
That
You
defense
keep
gives up
saying
points
that.
late.
You keep saying this guy. I keep
Yeah.
saying defense. And the only reason that you're in these games and winning these games is because you do have one good defensive player. And you can't even name his name. What's your rookie's name, Terry?
Parsons.
No, that's the wrong one.
Wow.
Diggs. He's leading the NFL
Diggs
in
is good,
interceptions.
but he ain't.
Terry, I will say this. How can you not name, like, I can almost name the entire Browns starting
Right.
defense. How
Right.
can you not do that?
Because they're terrible.
No, it's not like that.
But you could still
Tom.
do it if they were
Terrible.
terrible.
Tom. It's,
I mean,
oh,
Sendejo was
Lordy.
horrible for the Browns,
Oh,
but I
Lordy.
knew who he was.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean?
Here we
It's
go.
like, you could pretty
Here
much name,
we go.
You should be able to name the starters on your team. Now I don't see other like he does these gotcha questions. Name me 3 starters on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know,
Right.
he just does that
Right.
just to do it. But your team, Terry,
It is.
You should say your team. Like I said, Denzel Ward,
This
Greedy
is
Williams,
crazy.
Newsom.
This is crazy. That's
You know,
how
I
come
can
y'all can't
rattle
win.
off John
right
Johnson.
here
You know,
is
you
how
can rattle
come
off your
y'all's teams
defensive
never
guys.
win a Super Bowl.
You don't know any of the defensive
No,
players
that ain't
on
like
your own
that.
team.
You,
on your
this
own
is
team.
this is how come y'all never win nothing. Because when you start talking about y'all's defense, y'all pull out the greatest person on y'all's defense, and that's it.
So
you
I
have
just
nobody
listed
else.
you 5 names on
We
the defense.
have a team.
Holy cow.
We have a team.
Can we end this?
If
Not
you
a
wanted
leader.
to watch
Can we end
an NFL game in hell this weekend, Drew, it would be the Dolphins versus the Jaguars at 9:30 tomorrow morning. It's so bad they put it on at 9:30 in the morning, Tom.
This
you have
is
to watch
London.
it over breakfast.
London.
You can watch that.
Top of the morning to you at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 3-point favorite are the Dolphins. Does Urban Meyer get his first victory not even in this country?
No.
Or
No.
on this continent in the NFL?
Urban Meyer is on his way to resignation.
I am picking the Jaguars for this victory. They're going to go 1-15. This is the one. He's going to get his only NFL victory, and it's not even going to be in the country.
Urban
On the continent, Terry. That's the type of stat he's going to end up with.
This is Urban's pattern. Urban messes up. Urban lies. Urban quits.
He's always had bad
what he
judgment with tight
He
ends,
is.
Tom.
He's had bad judgment in more than that. But he's a great football coach.
I'm just
I can
talking
think-
about Hernandez, Tebow, and his most recent things that's happened with him.
Yeah.
Packers at Bears. Bears are dogs at home by 6. Packers.
Rodgers playing well. I like Green Bay to go in there and beat him, but I wouldn't surprise me if it goes the other way, but I'm going with the Packers.
I'm going with the Bears.
Any particular reason there, Terry?
Because I picked the Packers.
Well, I'm picking the Packers, definitely. I'm not picking Ohio State quarterback over Aaron Rodgers. Bengals at Lions. Detroit 0-5. They're going to be 0-6. Bengals with a win by me.
Yeah,
I got
the,
Bengals.
The Lions are playing better. Give me the Lions. They're going to get a win. Lions at home.
All right.
Should have won the game in Minnesota.
The doubleheader in hell this weekend features the Texans and Colts. Both teams 1-4.
Colts are 10-point favorites.
Yes, they are.
The Colts.
Colts with a win. Just because y'all, who was their Texans quarterback last year? Davis Mills. Rams at Giants. Rams favored by 8. Is that too little?
Yeah. Considering Barkley and Jones.
Everybody's hurt. Right. Rams with the victory for me. We might have a split on this one. Gonna have to talk to the winner. Gets to name themselves the Guardians. Kansas City at Washington.
Chiefs.
Kansas City's favored by 6.5 in Landover.
Chiefs, they'll bounce back.
I got to go Chiefs on that one as well. Minnesota Vikings on KTC Broadcasting this week. Chaz Surratt and the gang. I don't know if he'll be active or not. He's only been active for 2 of the games so far.
He's on the 53, so he's on the 53. Okay.
He's only been active for 2 of the games so far. He's on the second, like with the depth chart, but he's not been playing. But he got some special team snaps. He has got some special team snaps. Panthers, Terry at home. They're dogs at home against this Vikings team, so I think it's a pretty decent team, but they've been in close games.
Every game is close for the Vikings.
No McCaffrey.
No McCaffrey. Give me the Vikings.
I've got the Vikings also.
That's all I needed to know. People want to know is no McCaffrey. I've heard a lot of people this week, Terry, and we talk about it all the time. Do the Panthers need to go ahead and move on from McCaffrey?
I've always said that because he's a guy who's getting hurt every year now. It's like Kuechly, when he got hurt, it continues every year.
You can't pay a guy $1 million a year to catch swing passes and not be there. I go with Vikings as well. This is a big game. Chargers at Ravens. 2 completely different style of quarterback play. Does the gunslinger beat the runner?
Got to go all the way across the country after that emotional win. Give me the Ravens.
I've got the Ravens also.
I don't know when, but the Ravens have an embarrassing playoff exit, I think, ahead of them. Harbaugh, the more I see about him, I didn't know he was as big of a jerk as his brother, but he is.
He is a jerk.
So I have nothing for them or that franchise. Go Chargers.
I hate them, but
just go.
I'm trying to beat him
Chargers.
so I don't have to hear his mouth next Saturday.
All right, Cardinals at Browns. Brownies favored by 3.5. No Nick Chubb at home.
Well, I would say the Cardinals are the undefeated team playing better, and Browns it looked like a pee-wee football team out there playing defense last week. Vegas knows something. Give me the Browns. Vegas knows something. Yeah, a lot of money's got to be on the Cardinals.
Terry,
I got Arizona. There's no way the Browns can beat them.
No,
they're terrible.
No way the Browns can beat them. But
they're terrible.
They got a straight.
They getting ready to.
I was on the fence till Terry did that. Go Browns. Go Dogs.
He's going to be on bad picks next week.
I'm interested to see Myles Garrett chase. Myles Garrett's
might
left
not
leg
even play.
is as big as Kyler Murray.
But he might not even play.
Raiders at Broncos.
The John Grudenless
Raiders. Broncos.
Yeah, give me the Broncos at home. Raiders are going to be in a tailspin.
Yeah, the falter rest of the year.
Let's go Raiders. You threw some dirt on that grave. Cowboys at Patriots.
Forget that, Cowboys.
Go
ahead and pick somebody.
After I've been talking up the Cowboys, just to make you mad, I'm going with the Patriots at home.
I don't blame you. Good loss.
Belichick is much better.
They about lost to the
Belichick's
Texans.
never played Dak.
They should beat that. That's not the point. Is that
Dak is a legend.
Patriots are a JV team right now. They don't have any players.
Yeah, they don't.
And so Cowboys should win. They will win for my pick's sake. But I wouldn't be surprised Belichick didn't pull out something. This will be
close.
This will be the Mac Jones BS game. This is gonna be on national television, Tom. They need ratings for this. So it should be good close. Seahawks at Steelers.
Where's the game?
Yeah, no Russell.
Seahawks at Steelers.
No Russell Wilson. Yeah, Steelers. Even though Ben Roethlisberger, it's painful to watch him play.
We'll go Steelers in this one at home. And finally, Bills at Titans.
Bills.
Buffalo favored by 5.5. I'll go Buffalo as well. Does either one of you know who's on Thursday Night Football?
No, you probably have to find it.
I'm pulling.
Cleveland is.
Cleveland is. Broncos in Cleveland. So Cleveland's got back-to-back home games. Terry, they going 0-2?
No, they'll win that
Now,
one.
Terry, what's Dallas' record again? 4-1?
Yes.
All right. Now, here's the quote of the week, Tom. When you're on a roll like this, you start thinking about Super Bowls. Amari Cooper and the Dallas Cowboys.
Might be a little too early for
Amari
that.
Cooper and the Dallas Cowboys, who's never even played in a playoff game, as far as I know. We'll be back next Saturday. JP, play us some music, and don't play her. I want you to play good Happy Birthday music, not.
I guess it's time.
I'm sure it's a fine song, but this is an English standard channel here. Happy birthday. So we'll sing it to her. Happy birthday to True. All right, happy True. Switch it over on the transition. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a happy Saturday. KTC Broadcasting. We'll be back next Saturday, of course. Same time, same bat channel. 2 weeks, we'll have our Halloween show, the Spooktacular. Excited about that. Next week, we'll have some bad picks, returns, and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like